Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
So I have my AIRO screen up and just a couple of housekeeping rules. Again, for those of you guys that are brand new to the call, welcome, welcome, welcome. This will be my first call with you guys and then also my last call because I will not be doing New York session going forward. That would be my guy Dante. So Dante's coming back, you guys. That's going to be wonderful. So I'm going to see what we could do here on our last call together during this session, if we can make some money. But boy, I tell you, the pairs went crazy today. So we'll see. Other thing is, anything that you want me to look at, please put it in the Q&A because it's very hard for me to be able to catch it in the chat. All right, so put it in the Q&A. And when you put in the Q&A, you put in a pair, time frame, and what strategy or arrow you're looking at. Oh, Danielle, you're so sweet. I'm gonna still be around, darling. I'm gonna still be around, especially and then Dante too. I might pop in on his call every now and then. Oh, Paresh, absolutely, I can go through fractals with you. Yeah, so if you guys want to take, I'll look and see if we have some trades. But if you guys want to take more of some questions of some training that you want to do during this call, we could do that as well. But I'm definitely going to look for trades, and I really want to get into those order blocks because I'm going to try and explain why my screen looks all discombobulated. Yeah, Danielle, I'm doing pre-London. Yeah, Pia, order blocks. I'm with you. And like I said in the chat, I was not planning on getting to order blocks or anything like that, nor Elliott Wave. Shout out to Corey Collier, by the way, with this. He had me so invested in his call that when he was talking about quarter theory and the quarter points, I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. And just, it was on my list to further study. So he just lit that fire under me on that. So quarter theory, Elliott wave, and then of course the order blocks and the imbalances. I haven't gotten too much into the imbalances yet, but I will tell you, this is what I've been doing with order blocks, and I can show that to you guys, okay? Again, I take information that everybody teaches or shows, and I let it run around in my head, and then I spit it out in the way that works for me. So I'll share what's been working for me. All right. Yeah, I'm doing pre-London, so I'm going to be on midnight to 2 a.m. Eastern time starting next week. So that would be, let's say, it's very hard to do the midnight thing, but it's really midnight Wednesday. So midnight on Wednesday, midnight on Thursday. So that means Tuesday night, as soon as it turns midnight, I'm on. And Wednesday night, as soon as it turns midnight, I'm on. So that's how it's going to be. Midnight to 2 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to be looking for that. And I'm going to be focusing on the bag strategy, the Asian session breakout, and the money zone breakout. And then, of course, any order blocks and any fractal breakouts, any fib that we're going to do there. I'm going to do it all mostly during that time. If we can catch breakouts earlier than London session, that's what I really want to do. That's what I want to focus on. Plus, sometimes the indices that I trade break out during that first hour, of the money zone. So that's what I'm going to focus on. All right. With that all being said, let's see what we could do here. So the night of the 22nd and the 23rd next week. Yes, darling Lorraine. Yes, ma'am. Are there more sessions scheduled? Absolutely. Absolutely. Technically, and this all has to do with the trade rooms that's going to be coming out and launching. So the schedule right now, Nate's going to still be doing his time. Okay, so you guys are doing London session with Nate. You're still going to be doing his time with him. That's not changing. I don't know if it's still going to be 2 to 3 hours, but it's still going to be the same. And then, but the same 3 days. And then Dante coming back. Shout out to Dante again. He's going to come back and do New York session 3 days. So you guys are going to get the 3 days again, I believe. Yes, 3 days. It might be two. I have to double check, but I know it's 2 to 3 days this week, so we're going to get that back. And then, of course, shout out to Cash, the other AIRO educator for binary. He's doing it like 5 days a week, y'all. So he's going to have trading days and he's going to have training days. So we are giving you all this beautiful, beautiful time to learn, grow, trade, and just catch pips in any way, shape, or form, utilizing this wonderful trading system that we all love, which is AIRO. So let's go. Yes, I'm going to go over fractals and I'm going to go over order blocks. Pia, I'm going over order blocks right now because I need to set up my charts. It's 9:12 and we need to be ready for New York Open. Okay, so with that being said, I have two. So yes, I do have two dashboards and all I did was put them on two different assets and just loaded the blackout template on there twice. That's what I did because I have, if you see on this blackout, on this template, I have the M15, the H1, and the H4, and these are all currency pairs. Okay, so I did that because those are the 3 time frames that Nate has a suggested recommended stop loss and take profit. Well, the H4, maybe not a stop loss. You got to look at the video for it, but you have a recommended TP. So that's why I have those 3 on for currency pairs. So let me quickly look at the alerts. Aussie CAD, we have an up arrow alert. It touched the zone and then it decided to come back down again. So that is a no-go on Aussie CAD. Plus, if you zoom out, we are on a downtrend. That would have been a counter trend alert on the H1. That's a no-go. Okay, that is not strategy 6. Strategy 6 is off of the M15. I just want to make sure I put that out there. Euro Swiss M15. We have an up arrow alert. It already went up and it kind of exhausted itself. Let's see. We are on a downtrend. That is a strategy 6 arrow alert because we are on a downtrend, but this is an up arrow, bag entry, bounce, arrow, go. Do we have 20 pips to the zone? From where the candle opened. So is this still a bearish or bullish candle? Okay, still bullish. This is where it opened. Do we have 20 pips to the zone? No, I got 7. No go, not a good trade. So Euro Swiss is disqualified. And then GBP CAD on the H1 going up. We have a bounce here. Arrow, go. What's the trend? We are on a downtrend. So that is a no-go on GCAD using bag entry alert strategy 1 or 2 and 6 all disqualified. Okay, so went through those alerts. Now let's get to the order blocks. Now let's see on my S&P. So we have 9:15. We have 15 minutes. So let me look at my S&P. When I look at my order blocks, I'm going to the H1. Okay, because I believe that's what Nate was showing you guys. This is how I do my order blocks. All right, so in there, I'm looking, and this is what I'm going to throw on for you. I have a template. Yes, I do. It is an order block template. I created it because it's not really a big thing. I just named it that way because I know that's what I'm going to use when I mark up the chart. Look at that. It's just a zigzag. Okay, just a zigzag indicator. Now, this is coming from my guy Corey. Shout out to Corey. Not Corey Collier, but this one is Corey. And you guys, I know him. See Mo Pips. All right. So we trade together and we work up these charts together and we refine strategies together and so on and so forth. And one thing he mentioned yesterday was because I was trying to, I was using a different, not an indicator, but a tool to draw up my order blocks. And I found that when I'm in MT5, you can't really use that tool because a lot of things are on MT4. And so, but the zigzag is available in MT4 and MT5. So when we were looking at it, he came up with the fact of I can catch those break of structures utilizing a zigzag. And I said, oh, that's interesting. So I went into it a little bit more and I found out not only can I catch the break of structure, but therefore I can actually confirm the order block and I can use it with the zigzag. You could do it in MT5 and you could do it in MT4. So This is MT4. That's all I have on here is just the zigzag indicator with the AIRO MA. Now, let me show you how I draw my order. Yeah, not an order block indicator, Danielle. It's just me creating a template, but I'm using the zigzag. And I just kind of named it order block because I know what I'm looking for when I throw it on here. And it's just a zigzag. It just avoids me having to keep putting zigzag on everything. So with the zigzag on here, I'm looking for what? We looking for breaks of structure, right? So breaks of structure are, look at here. Let me get that one click out of the way because I'm not taking no trades on it until 10 o'clock. I'm going to get my horizontal line. Look at that. By the way, I want y'all to pay attention. Not only is the zigzag line points important, all right? So shout out to those of y'all who've been using zigzag and we use it for our Fibonacci, all right? And we use it for our Fibonacci and helping you draw your fib retracements and pullbacks and stuff like that. Here's another way to use a zigzag, okay? Look at the points. The reason why I immediately went to that is because we had what? A break of structure. Where? Here. Here. No, this one went down. I don't think this is a bullish trend, but that went down, I believe. Let me zoom in more. No, there we go. Break right here. Right here. Closure. Break. Right? Break of structure. Now, pull back, went back, and then it kept going again. I don't care, but this is my break of structure. When you go up, when you have a break going up, what are you getting taught? Your order block is the last bearish candle before the breakout. All right, before the break. So here's my break. Where's my last bearish candle at? Right here. This is my order block. Right here, off of the H1. Okay, this is how I'm seeing them. Now, people see order blocks in multiple different ways. Somebody could say this is the order block right here because you have the real a full breakout and then go on. That's not what I've been doing. I've been coming right here. This is my order block. Right there. I had to change the color. All right, so this is off of the H1. This is important, and I'm about to show y'all. I'm going to right click. I'm going to change the properties. I've been coloring my blocks, and I've been labeling them. Why? This is a H1 bullish order block. All right, bullish because you're going up when you get there, right? It pushed everything up. So I've been coloring my H1s bullish. I've been coloring any order block actually on the H1 blue. All right, that's a blue bullish order block. So what am I going to do now? You got your break of structure. Now what are you going to do? Wait for price to come back down again. It's going to have to touch this order block eventually. And what is this, you guys? An imbalanced candle, right? It's got to be filled. So you wait for it to come back here, touch the order block again, grab money, whatever it needs to do, and then what? It's going to bounce off and come back up again. Helps that it's right off of the support zone, right? Okay, now zoom out. Make sure you want to follow the trend. That's the best way to do it. So we want to uptrend on S. Anyway, this is on S&P. So it's on the index. All right, that's a break of structure there. I'll show y'all another break of structure right here. Boom. See that? Break of structure. And see how it coincides with this? Top of that zigzag line. Here's your break of structure right here. Okay. So then if this is the break of structure, right? What was the last order block for this break? It would be your last bearish candle, right? Let me move over so you can see what I'm talking about. Right here. Last bearish candle, right? So with that being said, look at this. Rectangle. Draw it. You see what I see? Move it up. Now, look what happened. That's your new order block. Got your break of structure. What did it do? Came back down. Didn't touch it. Didn't touch it. Didn't touch it. Didn't touch it. Not till right here. Right? Came all the way in, past it, whatever. Came back out. And then took off again. Okay? But it came back. Grabbed the money that it needed to grab. Pulled back some more. And then took off again. See? All right? Nice. That was a nice move. Now, this is off of S&P. It might not be as order blocks. It might not be as clean. But that's how I've been drawing it up. Now, with that being said, I'm on H1 doing this. And I said, okay, that's my H1 order block. Let me zoom out. Do I have any more? Do I have any more that I'm looking at right now? Do I have any bearish order blocks? And I don't, right? I don't have any right now on the H1. But I need to make sure I mark up my charts for all the higher time frames. So now I'm going to go to the H4. And now let's see. Do I have an order block on the H4? Let's check. Let's move. Let's see. I keep the same horizontal line. It doesn't matter. But here, look at that. Break. Right here. H4. So now, where's my order block on the H4? Right here. Okay? Mark them up on your different time frames so you don't miss nothing. See? This is so easy. This when Corey showed that to me, I said, oh. And I went and started going through it again. I was like, it's so easier. It's a lot easier for me to catch it this way. Again, people will determine smaller order blocks within what I'm doing here too. So you can find them, but whatever makes it easiest for you to find them and trade them off of, that's going to be my suggestion. This is what I found to be easiest for me. Real quick and dirty. All right, like I said, I use another tool or whatever, but that's because I'm doing different stuff. When I'm on AIRO, this was the easiest thing for me to do when I'm using AIRO. Okay, so there's my H4 order block. Make sure you name it. Now I'm on it. This is a different. Usually I would do a different color, but because I'm on here, I haven't decided what my colors are. Bullish order block. All right, and it's bullish because again, what? We're going up. All right. So you're not going to find nothing but bullish order blocks on S&P right now. But that's the one on the H4. Last bearish candle before the breakout. Boom, that's my order block right there. Love it that it's sitting on a support zone. Love it that it's sitting on a support zone, which is all the better confluence for you, right? Let me check the Q&A. Latoya, zigzag default settings. You don't even need to change anything. And then how do you trade the order block after I set it up? Me, I personally, if I'm being lazy, I'll set pending orders. I'm setting pending orders. And to be aggressive, I'm setting pending orders at the beginning of the order block, like right here. Okay. If I'm being more conservative, I'll set it at the bottom of the order block. Okay. So it just depends on what I'm seeing going on today. After S&P made this beautiful move, by the way, big, giant, beautiful move here. All right. Ooh, this was a bearish order block, actually, now that I see this. Let me mark that for y'all. And it got taken, but look, here's a break of structure right here. Right? So you broke this right here down. So then what would be my order block on this bearish one? It would be the last bullish candle. Okay? The last bullish candle. So if I zoom in, you can't really tell what's the bullish candle. This is bearish, bullish, right? Last bullish candle. So this would be my bearish order block. Now, of course, it got taken out and destroyed and everything moved past it. So it's already been mitigated. Yeah, found that out watching somebody yesterday. That was beautiful. When you study this stuff, I've been in this all weekend. This was your bearish order block. Okay. Now, of course, the orders got taken and it went for a ride and it hasn't really come back down to come back and reciprocate that, but that could be the retest of that. So let me zoom out. This is all on H4, by the way. Make sure. This is here. Yeah, I'm just looking. This is also a break, but this broke first. So this is also a break too. But those things are all that liquidity has just got grabbed up. So it might be a while before S&P want to come down there and fix what they took there. But okay, sorry, got off track. But with that being said, let me get rid of that because I don't really want to pay attention to it. It's going to mess me up. What I'm trying to do is show you guys. Get out of there. All right, so anyway, so what I was going to say is I set pending orders. If I'm not awake and I feel like something's getting ready to hit, however, if I'm awake like when I am now, I'll just wait for it to come back and touch that order block. And then I'll look to see if I can get into the trade on a candlestick formation, telling me that you're going to restart it and go back up again. That's kind of what I've been doing. But I would do it off of the H1. I'm not on the higher time frames trading these. I'm marking them on the higher time frames and then going down to the H1 and looking for my entries. Um, or even the M15. Here's a daily, same thing. So where's the order block? We have breaker structure here, right? Here we go, right here. And where would my order block be? It would be the last bearish candle right here, which is all up in that zone. All up in that zone that it just is, I'm already marked up. Okay. So with that being said too, you gotta think about it. This is why I want to different color them per time frame, because they could overlap. You gotta look at the timing on when things have occurred too. This breakout didn't happen until 2 days ago, right? So Monday, Friday it happened, right? So when it happened on Friday, has price come back down to this area to grab money and then take off? The answer is yes. Look. And this is when it break. Did price come back down to this area, grab some money to take off? Answer is yes. It did it yesterday. And then it took off. Okay. So with that, if I would have marked this up yesterday, right, and I had my daily bear order block already drawn, okay, then what I would have done is, and actually one way to do this to kind of set yourself up so you don't miss it, and this is why I didn't figure this out until later on yesterday, so that you don't miss it, is when you got your zigzag on, set alerts. Set a price alert on it. And all you got to do is like right click, not on it, but right click in the area next to it maybe. Not on the zigzag either. Right click, golly, there. Right click, trading, alert, and click on alert, and then it'll create a little alert right where you need it to be. You can kind of click it and drag it at the top of that zigzag line, so that way you don't miss it. And when that happens is it'll just generate an alert for you, and you come to your chart and you say, oh, I got a possible break in structure happening. Because if you would have set that alert like the day that this happened, which was like sometime last week, it would have started pinging for you on Thursday, right? Last Thursday. But you don't have a break. But now you saw what price was doing. You could have just pinged it, and if it ran out, set another alert, and then what would happen? You would have looked on Friday and saw, oh, I got my break. And then mark up your chart, set your order block, and then you're going to see on Monday, which was yesterday, when the price, you would just sit there and wait for price to come back and touch your order block. If you, excuse me, if you're looking at the charts, or if you're lazy like me, you would have set a pending order maybe for a buy limit to go up, and of course, granted, making sure that you have AIRO up and make sure that you're not in like no resistance or anything like that. But that would be a way to kind of handle that. 1 minute till market open. Market is open now. So let's see what's going on. While we're going to let S&P do what it do, any questions on what I just showed on order blocks? Pia, what you mean you're confused? Let me know, Pia, what you're talking about. So we can go over it a little bit again. So then, yeah, wait for the pullback to reach the order. Yeah, I would definitely. You want to wait for the pullback. That's me though. You want to wait for the pullback to retest. Can you please let us know which session is recording an order block and zigzag indicator? Zigzag is something I just brought to this call today. So no one else has talked about it, and I just worked on it, and I got it from Corey last night, honestly, yesterday when we were working on the charts on these order blocks. So this will be the first time the zigzag is being talked about and recorded today, because I don't know where else we would have got that from. I think Corey actually found it himself in just looking at the charts and going through ways for us to make it easier for us to trade these things. But the order block, Mark, you're confused too? Okay. Am I going to add this to my YouTube? No, but this is going to be on the Auvoria Prime YouTube, but I'll do another video myself on how I do these, so that might help Stephanie for sure. So yeah, Rashiv, it'll be on this recording later, and you're confused too? Order bots in H1? Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. You guys know that everybody trades differently, right? So I have not actually gone through everything that Nate has talked to you guys because he's telling you guys this on the London session, which I'm not up for. So I don't see those. I try and catch the videos after the fact, and I didn't even know he was talking about order blocks until somebody posted it in the chat and said that he talked about it in one of the London session recordings from like a week ago, last week. I think it was the 9th and the 10th, towards the end of the sessions. That's how I found it. So he was talking about off of the H1, and I didn't get any further on if he went down to a lower time frame or not. So that might have been a further discussion. But this is how I'm seeing order blocks. Okay, so I like to mark up multiple time frames because the order blocks, excuse me, are temporary, right? They're temporary zones. They ain't not going to stay there forever. They're just there to just show you this is where some money is, and they're going to come and get the money, right? But with that, and the order blocks are being shown, I like to mark it not only on the H1. Why would I mark it only on the H1 when I know that there's order blocks that are formed on higher time frames? I need to know, this is where top-down analysis comes into play for me, to make sure that I'm not getting myself into a trap trade, right? So I mark him off from the top going down, okay? But I trade off of the H1 time frame, and if need be, I'll go down to the M15. But I prefer to be on the H1, and that's how I've always been. If you guys have been on these calls with me, I prefer the H1 trading, right? So before I go further, let me just make sure there ain't nothing in. Oh, you cute. I love you, Mark. I appreciate you. Um, yeah, he was doing them on the time frame that he was trading on. Thank you, Latoya. Yeah. So I'm gonna go through it one more time, and I'm doing a top-down analysis because we got time to mark up because this is S&P. So I'm doing it on an index, and you can do it on any currency pair, stock, whatever. But this is how I'm doing the order blocks, okay? So I'm starting on the monthly chart, and I got my zigzag on, okay? The points on the zigzag are fractals, number one, okay? You can tell that they're fractals. I'm going to tell you, this is a fractal, this is a fractal, that's a fractal, that's a fractal. Well, that might not be a fractal because this might be a little bit higher. But to show the fractals, it's insert indicators, Bill Williams, fractals, okay? Oh, I was right, it is. Look at that. Every point on a zigzag is a fractal, okay? So, with that being said, remember, a fractal is just a change in price direction. It just signifies a change in price direction, okay? That's what a normal fractal does. That's what this fractal is. That's what this fractal is. So you'll have a bunch of them, and they don't really mean anything. But these right here, when they're on the zigzags, they mean something. Stronger change. I know US 30 is selling, but US 30 is not for this account. I need an S&P selling before I jump into anything. And it's 930. I'm going to throw on S&P. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Look at that drop. Look at that. Right there. Whew. Somebody got rinsed. I'll tell you that. All right. So that's that. So now, take it one step further. You got your zigzag on. Okay, because I'm going to take off the fractals because they're not necessary for what I'm showing y'all. Okay? Zigzag is on. I'm just showing y'all an easy way to pinpoint your breaks of structure. All right, this is what I found was easy for me. Now, top, I could see a break of structure right now. Okay, it went up. How do I know it's a break of structure? Because it went up and created a higher high than this zag line right here. And to see that, here's my horizontal line right here. And you go across, here's your break right here. Okay, so when you have your break of structure, all right, now, and you're going up, your order block is the last bearish candle before the break. So here's the break. So you fall back into the last bearish candle right here. Last one. Your order block is this bearish candle. Okay, so you're going to mark it up. You're not trading from this time frame, but you're marking it up. Otherwise, how do you know you're not going to fall into a trap somehow? All right? There. First order block done. Monthly time frame. Now what are you going to do? Go down to the weekly. Okay? Same thing. Go down to the weekly. Do you see a break of structure on the weekly? Here's my first one right here. And you're looking for your zigzag points. Here's the first one. Nothing below that. Look at this one. This zigzag point. I have a break of structure right here on the weekly. Okay? So, if this is my break of structure, what is the last bearish candle before the break? This. So, this is my weekly order block. Okay? Right there. All right? Now, I got multiple. This is why I needed to change them in colors, but also you can probably name them so you don't get confused. Right-click, triangle properties. This is what I was doing earlier. Week 1, bullish order block. Okay? It's bullish order block because it's going up. All right? And I just copy it and put it in there so I remember. All right? Week 1. This is my monthly because I could tell because it's the biggest one. Right? This is my monthly bullish order block. See how you can, and also if you do this, you see where all the money is? You see there's a lot of money down there that S&P has to come back and get. You know? It has to come back and get this money. I don't know why it did that. All right? There we go. Monthly, weekly, daily. Same thing. Where is my break of structure now? Where's my break of structure? I need to get my line. Here's this one. Off the daily. Same thing. I'm just moving this up. All right. Let me get these out of the way. I'm going to redo them again for y'all so we can have no confusion. Get out of the way. All right. Bet. So here is that. Where's my break of structure? Zoom in. Where's my break? Right here. Up. Closure. Breaks are closure, by the way. I'm going by closures, not just a wick. Closure. Okay? Closure up. So now, where is the last bearish candle for the breakout? Right here. So, daily order block. All right? You can go through every time frame and find them. I care about the higher ones because that's where I trade from. But you would just need to repeat these steps for whatever time frames you're going to do. But I would suggest you go top to down. So if you're going to go all the way down to the M1 and trade, then I would think you would have an order block on every time frame. Okay? But that's the daily one. All right? So daily. Oh, golly gee. US 30's dropping. Yes, I know it is. But I need S&P to give me a signal, and it did not. D1 bullish. Order block. Okay? I'm going to get to, and then besides, I'm not trading them yet until 10 o'clock. I'm setting things up, especially after what happened today. All right? D1. Same thing. H4. Look at this one. Where's my order block? Look at that zigzag line. No, I'm just looking for the points on the zigzag. That's it. I'm just looking for the points. Where's my order block? Here it is. Here's the break of structure. Where's the last bearish candle? And you got to make sure you zoom in to get your bearish candle because the trend color is here, right? You got to zoom in to get your bearish candle. This is the bearish candle right here. Okay? So with that one, it's inside of an order block. Okay? But it's there. This is the H4 order block. So I'm going to do this. Same thing. All right? I know it starts to get messy when you got all these colors and stuff. That's why I prefer to do this like on a clean chart. But since I'm on AIRO, this is why I'm doing this. And when I say clean, like a whole other blank chart, H4, bullish order block. I can't spell order block now. Okay. And I'm only going down to do it to the H1 because I'm trading off of the H1. Okay. Now, that's it. Go back. Here's the H1. Same thing. Where's my order block? Here's the point. There we go. Let me get rid of this one so I don't confuse myself with multiple horizontal lines. Here's my point. Here's my break. Where's the order block? Last bearish candle before the break. Here. H1 order block. Okay. Now, with that, I'm all done. Right? I'm all done marking up my order blocks. With that, oh, wait a minute. Sorry, hold on. I jumped too soon. That's a break, but this actually broke ahead. My bad. I jumped too soon on that. Let me look at that again. I need to make sure I'm on that. There. I kind of do have a break here. So that's what I meant. So my order block should be down here. My bad. Let me fix that. Get off of that. Come on, order thing. I don't know why it doesn't want to drag. Let me get rid of it. Draw it again. Should be down here because I got a break right here. Okay. This is my order block here. Last bearish candle before the break. And it's all up in another order block and I don't care. Okay. There we go. All right. So now I'm done drawing up, marking up my charts for my order block. Okay. I'm going to stop and look at the Q&A. How do you add a zigzag? Insert, indicators, custom, zigzag. And you just use the default settings and put it on your chart. I put the zigzag on all higher time frames, correct? You can put the zigzag on once, and as long as you have it clicked where it says visualization, as long as it says all time frames, it'll appear on all time frames for you without you having to do anything. Okay. And can I mark this up with AIRO like on TradingView? AIRO is not available on TradingView for everyone yet. I think Nate's still working on that. I don't know if he's releasing it or not, but you can mark this up on TradingView because the zigzag indicator is on TradingView as well. You would just need to kind of flip between the two screens like you see other people do to be able to compare what you see on AIRO and TradingView as well. Yeah, Nisha, I'm working on imbalances. So I see a candle on it, but I need to go a little bit further into imbalances because I'm just kind of watching those right now. I haven't really studied how to trade off of the imbalances yet. Latoya, would you ask, why am I only placing the blocks at the bearish candles? Because I'm going up. So when you have a breakout going up, then your order block is the last bearish candle. If you have a breakout going down, then your order block is the last bullish candle. Okay. Who's that yelling at me here? Potential buy on Euro Aussie. All right, so let me go over there and let me check these currency pairs real quick to see if we got anything valid. All right. So we checked that Aussie CAD. We got Euro Aud. What's Euro Aud looking like? Euro Aud is going up. It's before 10 o'clock. What are we looking at? We are in a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going either way. I don't like Euro Aud. Plus, I got exhaustion coming back. I'm not going to take that trade. I don't like it. And I don't have a zone to bounce off of. I hate it when that happens. So that's why Euro Aud is not going to be for the business. All right, so there we go. And let me go back to the questions. Nate says, candle up if on an uptrend. First candle up if on an uptrend. Oh, okay. I'll have to go back and look at what Nate has said on that. But I guess, again, people trade differently. I guess I could say it that way. So you can watch this recording and see if it works for you the way I say it, or you can watch Nate's and see if the way he says it works for you. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. Ooh, sorry for those of the cat lovers. I didn't mean it in that way, but you know what I mean. Can we take a quick look at NAS? Sure. Edens, what do you want me to look at on NAS? You're quite welcome, Sheila. You're very welcome. What do you want me to look at in NAS, Edens? Like what time frame? And in the meantime, 5-minute chart. Okay, what you want to do? You want to go for a buy? What you looking for? 5-minute. Okay, NAS pulling back up. I see it. Let me see here. We do. I through. See the break of structure on the M5, y'all? Boom. Break. Here. Last bullish candle. Here is your order block on the M5. Right there. So, if price decides to come back up here and grab this money that's sitting up there, could go ahead and drop. Now I would just say that I'm looking at it like that on the M5 only because that's just by habit. But I wouldn't put too much credence on order blocks sitting here on the lower time frames. I have more credence on them on being on the higher time frames, and particularly D1, weekly, and the monthly. You can see them on H1 and H4, but I would more than likely pay attention more to the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame order blocks. Just my thought process on them. But I clearly was able to see it. Now, you saw how fast I drew that, so y'all get with the practice and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But, all right, so that was an M, by the way. You see that? Well, I'm also, people, when I saw this, remember when I first started talking about zigzag and stuff like that? Shout out to Cash, who brought zigzag even to my attention. But when you talk about the zigzag, you see how easily you can see M's and W's. So look at that. Even though you got your W here, look at that M, right? It's not a clean M based on candlesticks, but based on this trend, that's an M. And what did it do? Broke the neckline and dropped. The neckline break is a break of structure. Those are your confirmations that I saw to see that the zigzag was helping me find my order blocks. That's how I put all that together. Just in case y'all are wondering where my mind was coming from with that. All right, so let's see here. Looking for a sell if you can get it. All right, you know what? Well, it's pushing back. Looking on the M5, you are on a uptrend, no, on the M5. Okay, so you would technically be looking for a buy. All right, if you have a zone to bounce off of. I don't, so I can't look for a buy in even if it breaks up, but I got an order block here. So you could potentially, if it doesn't decide to just shoot up past this thing, you could potentially catch a sell like right there. You know, but again, potentially is what I want to say with that. Potentially, like I said, I don't put a lot of credence into the M5 order blocks or anything like that, but that's one way you can possibly try and catch a sell going back, or just use potential regular Fibonacci. Like I'm drawing it for the downtrend, even though we're on the up. I draw it for the downtrend. Look, you got your fib level breakouts happening. And then what you would do is, once price closes above the AIRO MA, this is strategy 8. That will be a strategy 8 setup in play. And when that strategy 8 setup is in play, then you're going to do what? Look for your candlestick formation. Look for your candlestick formation or a bag entry alert or whatever way you want to get back into the sell going back down, if it still wants to do so. But I need y'all to peep this, man. Look at that. Where is this order block sitting, y'all? Look at where that order block is sitting. Right in between my fib levels. And look at my fib levels. For those of y'all that's been using them, look at that discount fib level. And look at where the money is sitting. Okay? If it wants to come up there and grab it and turn around and go down, oh man, Don't you just love? See, this is why when you see stuff like this is why you can start to put pieces together as to why people use certain tools. This is why order blocks, and this is why Fibonacci look like it come together. It's not like somebody created these out of the stratosphere and then just decided to throw it on a chart and say, "Oh, you could trade with it." There's reasons why. There should have been, and for me to be able to see this order block completely within these discount zones, that's just beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. Only because that's going to be a beautiful trade now. That's a beautiful trade look that I'm looking at. Now, here's my zigzag. See how the zag just created this new upward trend line? Okay. It could either continue to push going up, all right, or it'll just turn around and go back down again. See, because it did not close above the AIRO MA yet, you don't have a strategy 8 set up yet on NAS to go back down for a sell. Okay, so I would be cautious of everything that you're doing because technically you're on a uptrend on NAS right now on the M5. All right, so I would be very cautious on any sales because technically they're counter trend. If you want, you can go down to the M1. This is that same M5 order block. Excuse me, sorry guys. Allergies, the weather's been changing. And you see how it pushed that trend? I don't know if you saw that. The zigzag line was over here and it just pushed it. All right. And what do I have now again? Looks like I got a breaking structure, don't it? Don't it? And what happened when I got that breaking structure? It pulled back, hung around down here, and decided to do what? Shoot off the M1. Okay. Now, M1, break a structure right here. Where's my order block? The last bearish candle before the breakout. So that would be way down here. So it needs to come down here and touch that before it wants to go back up again. But there's a couple of things that's happening here that I can see. All pushing it up. I got that breakout. That breakout is also a fractal breakout. Shout out to you, Chef, who's been killing it with the fractal breakouts. Here's my fractal. Here's the break. You got your pullback, and then it shot up. Now, granted, that's one of the strategies I've been working on. That I need to set TPs and stuff. That I'm still in stop losses, so I'm still working on that for you guys. But that's coming soon. So that's a little bit of different of the fractal strategy that I've been working with Nate on. So I'm working on it, but that's what I see here. So anyway, sell on NAS. I will wait on that. I will wait on it. All right. So the other question is, if I'm using this order block analysis without AIRO overlaid, do I just the previous red candle, or are there other factors that mean it doesn't count or closes on? Such as it's very small or closes almost at open. Honestly, I have not been doing the analysis of the order blocks without AIRO yet. So when I say AIRO's overlaid, I'm doing it on here. Yeah, it looks a little messy. I'm only doing it without AIRO overlaid on it to keep it clear, but I'm doing my analysis in conjunction with AIRO. So I'm looking to see where the AIRO MA is, and I'm also looking to see where the support and resistance zones that AIRO has drawn for me are located. And then, of course, if I have any bag entry alerts, I'll take those in consideration as well. I think it's interesting if you get a bag entry alert that's bouncing off of an order block and a support zone and a zone. That's great. Yeah, he does them on naked charts. Yes, that's what I do. I do it on a naked chart first, but then I don't add AIRO afterwards. I kind of flip between the two because I prefer my naked charts, honestly. But I do love AIRO still. Let's see here. So that's all my analysis on NAS right now. I can't trade NAS on this particular account, this live account that I'm on. I'm back to my S&P. So With my S&P, what I'm looking for is price to come down. Remember on the H1, I'm on an uptrend, so I'm looking for buys only, right? I'm looking for buys first and foremost. So even though it's pulling back, all right, remember the last time I was here with you guys, and this is how you could possibly trade the pullback safely, okay? Zoom in, got your zag line here, zigzag line, do your Fibonacci retracement, start at the top, draw it at the bottom, okay? And, oops, excuse me, this is a downtrend. Reverse, switch that. Let me see here. There we go. All right. So as it was dropping. Wait a minute, what am I thinking? No. Yeah, it's dropping down. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So what happened was what I was trying to do was show y'all the fib level breakout. So I need to do it actually this way. Draw it from an uptrend going this way. There we go. This zag line. All right. So as it started to pull back, I should be able to trade the retracement. Jeez. Let me fix it. Sorry, guys. And I'm going to start this over so I do it right. Fibonacci retracement. Draw for an uptrend. All right. High, low to a high. And this is the pullback. So as it was pulling back, remember, 23.6, closure, it should go to 38.2 right here. Let me get rid of this horizontal line. It should go to 38.2 fib level. Didn't right here. It came bullish. It kind of hung out. So you would have been in some drawdown if you took it. And then it hit. Not only did it hit in this hour, it kept going. All right. So that's one way to catch the retracement or the pullback safely is by doing a fib level breakout. Or if you were up and down on the lower time frames like the M5, which is what you would have caught here, if you would have been able to catch those earlier, then that's another way to do the fib level breakout safely using the AIRO alerts off the M5. Okay, bounce arrow go. Now, because on the M5, we're still on an uptrend. I got more green and red. You can't see it because I got my order blocks all chasing everything, but I got more green and red. You're still on an uptrend. Now, with this H1 though, now that it's dropping down, look at where it's coming to. Look at where it's coming to. It's already at the 50. It's hanging around. It might come to the 61.8. Only thing I'm missing is my beautiful 200 EMA. I need to throw my 200 on there. Let me make it nice and bright and pink. Make it nice and thick so we can see where the heck it is. There it is. It's my 200 EMA. So price is already closing below this AIRO EMA. So in 1 minute, it's going to close. This is an active strategy 8 of AIRO off of the H1. That's going to be active setup. Okay. So the next thing we wait to do is see where price is going to stop at. And is it going to show us a bullish candlestick formation to get into the trade going back up again? Okay. And this is off of the H1. You could go down to the M15 to try and get into a trade sooner if it's planning on going back up. But I hesitate to do that when I'm drawing a fib on the H1. I hesitate to do that on a lower time frame sometimes because I just feel safer just waiting for it to show it to me off of the H1. And I'm really don't like the 50 fib level. I want it to come to 61.8, 71, these things. These are what I'm really waiting for. So we'll see what happens. Now, with this information though, take it as it is. I feel like if it's going to keep coming back down, where is it going to come to? Come on down here to this order block. Right here. And what order block is this? This order block is, I didn't even name this. This is the H1 order block. Because I forgot to name it earlier. I think I did, yeah. Bullish order block. And then if it doesn't, so if it comes down there, so it's going to grab the money. And then it's probably bounce off of it. And then go about its business going back up. If it does that, you got plenty of confluences to tell you it's a buy. Here's why. You got the bullish order block here. You got the support zone that it's sitting on. You got the discount fib level that it's coming to. And then if you got all of that, because it's going to be too far away from the AIRO in May for you to get an H1 AIRO alert, you're going to look for candlestick formations to help you get in for the buy. And it could actually come down even further and come to this other order block right here where the 200 EMA is, right? So you have all of this information that will help you to be able to safely take the trade going back up if it deems necessary. However, here's one way you're going to also take a look for. This is why I'm being very patient. Here's this zag line right here, this point. If price comes, closes below this, that is a break of structure. A break of structure on a bearish order block will be formed. Okay, if it closes below this, it's going to be the last bullish candle. That would be your order block. So say for instance, this entire candle, let's say this next hour, this candle just drops and it closes below here, then this would be my new order block, this area right here, because this is the last bullish candle before the drop, and that would be a bearish order block. And so what I see is when things like that happen, you start to get like a little ping pong effect that can start to happen. So you can grab money here, they're going to go back up, grab money here, go back down, grab money here, go back up, kind of thing. So when it starts to range, I guarantee you if it starts to range, you go back and draw your charts, you probably had a bunch of order blocks sitting there going back and forth. Okay, so with that, that's all I'm looking for on S&P right now. Okay, is I'm looking to just catch the trade going back up. I'm not really focused too much on trading the pullback because I actually don't like to trade counter trend. All right, I'm following the trend. However, you can safely trade counter trend either by fib level breakout or coming down to the M5 and catching these bag entry alerts as long as it's following the trend of the time frame. All right, so we on an uptrend here, so I wouldn't necessarily have been too kosher with taking those down arrow alerts unless they were between 8 and 10 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, so this one came at 8:40. This would have been okay to take as a counter trend, but then you had that 200 sitting in your way, so it would have been a little bit of a hairy trade. I would have waited till it closed below and then jumped down, which is what it did. Any questions so far on anything that I went over? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Paresh. SPX is UT. What does that mean? And then hopefully did I answer your questions on the fractals? So just let me know. Oh, yes, uptrend. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah. So I would just be looking for looking for buys. Hey Deborah, look at you with your German 30. About to fill the gap on the downside. Okay. Thoughts on GU and GJ? Man, Richard, let me tell y'all how I feel about GU right now. 80 pips when you're selling NAS. So you took the NAS going down. At what point in time? When did you do that? Oh, when it came back around here. Okay, got you. All right. I see that. I see that now. When it came back around, it went down. You took it off of what? Because did you take it just based off of price action? Is that what you did? Because I just want to make sure, because I'm not seeing any arrow strategy, but I can see price actions why you probably did it. But just let me know. Which arrow? See, I don't have an arrow, so if you have an arrow, that's interesting. Let's see. Latoya, regardless of direction, you're looking at the last bullish or bearish candle before the breakout, correct? Yes. So, Edens, you gotta let me know what arrow you got, because I don't have no arrow on mine. unless you got one. Let's see here. So somebody mentioned German 30 and then somebody mentioned GU. I don't necessarily trade German 30, but here's GU. So I was actually waiting for this GU drop because here's the daily time frame. It's been sitting in that resistance zone and it finally decided to come out. Now, you might, and this is actually more likely, and this is kind of what I'm sitting here waiting for. This is why I like higher time frames. You might, if this closes below this AIRO MA today, then the next day, tonight at 5 p.m. or whatever, when the new daily candle opens, you might get a down AIRO alert. Okay, you might get a down AIRO alert. Now on GU, we're on an uptrend, right? Off the daily. But if you get a down AIRO alert, it got a long ways to go to kind of fill this up, right? So if you get a down AIRO alert, this is what I'm looking at on the H1. It's 3 and 3 right now. So it needs to get a little bit stronger and form another form of resistance, which it looks like it's about to do, to bounce off of and continue dropping. Do I have an H4 GU? I got an I had an H4 GU last week. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Last week I got the H4 GU. And then it took all that time to really drop. But you see how you got this support zone in your way? So if it continues to drop, it ain't going to drop for very long. So I would be cautious on trading GU in sales and stick to whatever time frame is more dominant in selling. So like right now, the M15 is a downtrend because it only got 2 to nothing, right? So you might get an up AIRO alert and then it could turn around and go down. But here you go. You could draw your fib. You could draw your fib. Actually, I'm going to go here. Highest point above the AIRO MA that it closed to the lowest point that it closed, and then the highest point it closed again. So look at this. I have, here's a closure above the AIRO MA. This is a strategy 8 in process now. Close above the AIRO MA. I got a bearish candle, all right, and it wicked out at the 61.8. Okay, I don't like this candlestick formation, so I'm not going to jump in for the sell yet, but GU is setting up for a sell. I don't like this though, and that's not really fully engulfing to me anyway, but I like that it wicked out at the 61.8 fib level. So if you get another rejection, maybe another one and maybe a third one, that would kind of tell me that we can get in. Plus, look at this current candle here. The bulls are trying to push it back up, but the bears are saying, no, 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 we are going down. So the way this is working, if it stays going down, like if it continues to wick out and exhaust, I think I'll hop into the trade then, going back down. That's what I see on GU. So I'll leave that there. And then what was the other one? GJ, I think you said. GJ. Same. I'm looking. Coming off of that. Here's the H1. What's the H1 saying? Still bullish, of course, yes. Which is why it's pushing back now. I don't have a bounce from a zone if it gives me an up H1 alert. So GJ looks a little different than GU. So here's the thing. I'm on the H1. So this is GU on the H1. I'm even zones, so I can go either way on GU. However, I don't have a new support zone here, but it might thicken this one. Okay. But I have even zones, so I can go either way on this one. Now, I only drew for the downtrend because I was on the M15, which is in a downtrend currently. And this might be a zone that appears as one support zone, still would be 2 to 1. Okay. But on this M15, If it even appears down there, I see bearish pressure happening. That's why I'm doing sell on GU. But now if I look at GJ, even though they're moving similarly, I have issues. One, I have issues. You ain't nowhere near the arrow MA on GJ. On H1, we are in a strong uptrend. Okay. And it's already pushing back. It is rejecting. So that's good. And then on the M15, I'm in even zones again. So I can go either way. But if I do this same thing, highest point above the arrow MA, lowest point below the arrow MA. Strategy 8. Okay. Highest point closed. Not this one. And the reason why I didn't do this one is because it went there, closed below, and then it closed above again. So this takes that away. So it drops. It came back. We have this strong candle. We got railroad, almost a railway track here. And then it's pushing back up again. So I will be looking for a sell on GJ. Same formation. But again, I didn't want to get in just because it passed 61.8. And then you have this bearish candle coming down. It's not even fully engulfing. It's very similar to a railway track. And then right here, you got this candle coming back up. It's wicking out, but I don't know how strong it's trying to be. The bulls are pushing. So I would sit and wait on GU and GJ. Honestly, I haven't really paid attention too much to the ADR. But there are some people who trade based off of it. But it is a factor. So, Mark, if it's past this ADR in a day, that means they really don't have like a lot of momentum to go. That could be playing more into our favor. That it doesn't have enough push to go back up again. Why don't I use the RSI? Because I don't like it, Pia. I don't. It's just an indicator. I'm not particularly fond of it. I haven't had a. First of all, it's a lagging indicator. Okay, so I like to have things as current as possible to the way price is currently moving. And then I haven't really had that much success trading with the RSI. If anything, I feel like it makes me get analysis paralysis sometimes. So that's the only reason. It's just personal preference. I know plenty of people that trade with the RSI though, and they love it and they do very well with it. It's just not me. It's just not me. I'm pretty more of a simple gal. Let's see, Michael. Hey, Michael. I saw an earlier trade on Kiwi Yen. Can you take a look and give your analysis a sell alert from earlier? I can't wait to see you, Michael. Kiwi Yen. Definitely, I could take a look. Drop like a rocket. Hey, Kevin. I love it. I love your comments, Kevin. You're so funny. Like, you made me laugh. Drop like a Kiwi Yen. Them yen pairs, boy. Michael, what's time frame? Were you on the M15? Is that what you were looking at? 30 minute. Oh, 30 minute. Well, look at that. Hold on before I go look at that. Let me look at these. GOD and GN. GN is not my friend sometimes. Look at GOD, M15. We got an arrow alert. I'm on an uptrend. Okay. All right. So remember, somebody last week asked me about bounce interruption. If y'all want to take this trade, y'all go ahead. However, I'm not taking this trade. One, because I don't have a valid bounce or arrow go. I don't have a valid bounce because here's my bounce from the zone. But look, I got an arrow interrupting me in my bounce. So I'm not taking this trade right there. That's an invalid bounce arrow go to me. If it happens, if you happen to take it and you catch pips, that's great. I'm just not going to take it because that's not a valid bounce arrow go to me. It's not a valid for support. That's not, it's just not. Okay. So I'm not taking that one. And then what was it? GN? GN is like a little, yeah, I'm not taking that either. It's all up in the zone. No, thank you. Not a bounce arrow go. Probably take GN for another reason for something else if I find another strat for it. But Nothing that I could think of with AIRO right now would support GN. So the sell on the 30-minute on Kiwi Yen. So that looks nice. I mean, I could see why you would be in there. Um, it was valid because you got a downtrend on the M30. So that was definitely valid. It's ranging right now though. Got a lot of railway tracks going on here. So it's ranging for sure. It's like this is like a box. This is a box right here actually. Here's like a box right here forming. Like a consolidation box. So it needs to break out of this. I'm only going to the bodies. I'm not particularly caring about the wicks right now. But well I guess I should because I did that. There. That little box right here needs to break out of this box somehow before it decides to make a decision on which way it wants to go. Start watching on N15 for normal forex pairs. Yep. Cool beans, Kev. What you say, Michael? Man, y'all mess, y'all already in stuff and just telling me y'all late. Let's see here. Um, Gold. I don't trade gold very much. Me and gold have not been on speaking terms for a very long time. Before I go to gold, let me check my let me check my S&P to see if there's anything I can get on this thing. I feel like a lot of moves are happening, and I'm gonna be like in swing mode for a while. I am not comfortable taking that move back up. Even though that thing dropped like a mug. Ooh, there was a money zone breakout this morning. Anybody catch that? Hmm. No, y'all. So it's strategy 4. And this is what I'm going to be focused on the call next week at midnight to 2 a.m. Strategy 4, money zone breakout, uptrend, top of the previous day money zone, first candle in the new money zone, which is why it's 1 a.m. Okay, so it's the 12:55 candle. Okay, 12:55 candle. When that closes, if it's above the money zone from the previous day and the AIRO MA, the next candle you take your trade for the buy. So in this one, I did it off of the M5. Now, Nate teaches you M15 for currency pairs. I've been doing it off of the M5. So here's the thing. Here it is. You would get in right here. Right here. All right. You go up. I'm usually shooting anywhere from 20 to 50 pips, right? Go down. Got about 15 pips. Drop. And you wait. Fix 16. Do it again. And then it breaks out and runs up about 47, 48 pips. If you really want to go to the top, it's 53. I only need 20 out of this. So I wait, as long as I got that confirmation, I'm actually setting the trade, 20 pip take profit, 40 pip stop loss, and then I go to sleep if it don't make it by 2 a.m. So let's see. It did not make it for sure by 2 a.m. It didn't hit my 20 pips until this candle. And this candle is 225. Yeah, 08, 2:25 a.m. So about 25 minutes after I would have got off the call is when it hit TP. That's what I'm focusing on the next week when I'm doing my calls. Money zone breakout, Asian session breakout. Just so y'all know. I just happened to see it, so that's why I wanted to go over it with you guys real quick while I'm looking for anything else. I was trying to see if there was another money zone breakout, but no, it dropped. So I see information here. Let me see if I could throw any order blocks on here. Here's that. Here's the breakout. Give me this here. Here's the breakout. The drop. Last bullish candle is here. So that's my order blocks. It's going to be a while before it decides to come back to that for sure. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a while. They ain't coming back. It might come back and get that money today, so I'll leave it there. And what I'll do is I will set an alert for right there. So that way I don't miss it if it does decide to come back up. Okay. Here is another thing I could do. Fib. Here's this on the M5. Fib level breakout if it decides to actually break out and go up. See how it's going up right now? So if it closes above this 23.6, it would typically go to this 38.2. Okay, typically. However, don't necessarily know if it got the power to really push through. It may want to just turn around and go down against me. So fib level breakouts don't always go. Now, nothing's 100%, but usually I would say 7 out of 10 times they work. So I'm actually going to sit here on this M5 and wait for this break and see if it's going to break up for me. Now, do I have a fractal anywhere? I have a fractal high here, so it might be coming up there. Not there. Here. Okay. That's pretty far. It's exhausting itself. Might not have enough push to do what I want. So we shall see. But definitely I set that order block thing there. And we shall see what it does there. Hey T. Mike, if GN can break through the zone, how would I feel to take it for a money zone breakout? You know what, Mike? That's a good question. Let me go to that. Let me go to that GN. Let me go to that GN. Ooh. See, this is why I'm glad y'all on the call with me. You know what? Let me do this. Is there a block there? We gotta break a structure happening. That's why that thing is pushing. Yeah, it might help. Here's the thing, Mike. We got to break a structure happening right now on GM, right here. So my order block is the last bearish candle, whichever it is there. So that's why we get this push right now that's happening. So we can't take it necessarily for a bounce arrow go because it's all up in the zone and ain't qualified. But we're looking at this, we got this break of structure that's happening that gave you some push all up in this zone. I hesitate to say that we would take it, but I would be more inclined to do so because in taking a money zone breakout, it's also potentially breaking this entire resistance zone out. So I would have to look at it and see what exactly is going on. But because of time of day, it might have exhausted itself and might not be able to finish that push. Maybe not till tomorrow, so that's my thoughts on it. But we are on an uptrend, so it's in our favor for it to do so. But yeah, there's a break of structure right there. So the last bearish candle, is this my bearish candle? Did it change color? Nope, yeah, that's a bearish candle right here. Last bearish candle before the break is right there next to it. Ain't that something? So, looking at that, you see that? And see how price came and touched it again? Right here. And it's like trying to push off of it. So I would actually watch this and see if it plays out the way it needs to. It says that it's grabbing that money from the order block and it could potentially be pushing up. You already got your break of structure. It could be pushing up to break that money zone. So GN is going to be interesting to watch. today. I just don't see anything that I could safely get into a trade. That's why I'm not in there. But yeah, good looking on you, Mike. Daniel, Ripple for the buy. Ripple for the buy. Okay. Um, do I even have Ripple? I think I do. Let's see. Ripple for the buy. Yeah, I do got Ripple. H4. Hey, if Ripple is going up, oh, it's looking nice. I ain't looking Ripple in a long time, cause I got Ripple. I mean, I bought Ripple like 3 years ago, so I'm sitting pretty cool. Ripple for the buy on the H4. Ooh, okay. Well, we are on an uptrend on the H4 for sure. So you're saying because of this H4 alert, is that what you're asking me, Daniel? Hey, Yvette. Oh, I'll go through it one more time for you, Yvette, in just a sec. Daniel, let me know. Are you talking about this H4 candle right here, the alert for the buy? Okay. Um, well, you see it's pulling back. So I would wait because I feel like it's pulling back here. But look, I wonder, do I have a break of structure here? I don't have a break of structure. Not yet. So, um, but it looked like it could be setting up. So you would just be in drawdown. The thing is, though, I haven't traded the cryptos to give you a good take profit or stop loss, even on this higher time frame. I would just be going zone to zone, honestly, until I could figure out how to do one. But I don't have a breaker structure going up, so I don't know where the order block is on this yet. Let me see. One point. I think it's right here. Here's my break here. Breaker structure here. This one. All right, so that is where my breaker structure is. Zoom in so I can figure out. This is the last bearish candle. So my order block. And the only reason why I'm doing this is I was trying to show you where you could possibly look at something for Ripple. So you got a ways to go though, but it's there. You see what I'm saying? So I would wait for that buy to give you some indication to get in. I mean, I'm not. Here's my order block, so for sure it's going to probably go up there before it gets to the zone. But the thing I'm looking at is right now, I'm not quite sure how much further back it'll go before it decides to go back up again. That's off the H4. But now, because you're on H4, you see that and you're looking for a buy to go up, right? Go down to a lower time frame and see if you have any type of break of structures that's getting ready to happen. And I can see this right here. See that? Look at where price is. So if price breaks this, it's coming down for a while, you know? So that's one thing to do to kind of look and see. You don't look at lower time frames to determine whether or not it's an actual valid trade, but you could look at lower time frames to determine whether or not this is the to get your sniper entry, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I see a break of structure potentially about to happen. So with that happening, it'll break down and it'll keep going down, signifying that you will have more drawdown on your H4 trade. Not to say that this is not a bad trade, it just might take a while to get to where it needs to go. I know that was the longest answer to your question, but hopefully I answered it. Let me go back to trying to catch a trade here today. All right, see, it never broke that 23.6 and then it just dropped. I think today is more of a training and Q&A day because there are trades that have taken place way since London session that today is not going to be the day. Tomorrow will probably be a better day, but for me, Everything that took place. Like even Nasdaq fell out to the and created a new resistance zone that took out. Oh, what's US 30 doing? I forgot all about US 30. I know that moved and that dropped. I can't trade US 30 on this particular account, but let me see. No, no order block is coming up there. Ooh, but there is a daily order block that I was sitting and waiting for on US 30. I have a order block on US 30 that I am sitting and waiting for, and I believe it's at 34,170. Let me double check for you guys. For those of y'all who want to be all up on US 30 like that. No, no break, no break, no break. Where's the last order block? Here. This one. That's what I'm waiting on. I don't know if it's coming. Oh, it's 32,103. That's a ways. That's a ways. But that's off of the daily. All right, so I'm expecting a fall on US 30, y'all. An extreme fall. That's extreme, but it's coming. All right, and that it's gonna come with this break of structure here. Right now, with that happening, that's off the daily. This is what I'm looking for on the lower time frame. See, you had a break here. Look at that break there. Boom, break, and what did it do? Drop. Okay, pips. Look at those breaks. See that zigzag? Those are beautiful breaks. Here's another one. This is a previous one. It's the same one. But with that break of structure here, where's your order block on the H4 now? Right? If you look at it, here's your break. It's the last bullish candle right here. So that's bearish intention. So if price comes up and touches around here, it'll drop back down again. That's what I was looking for. But I had my US 30 at 170 for some reason. I'm trying to show y'all how I did it. This is the H1. See, now we are in a downtrend on the H1 on US 30. Downtrend. So for those of y'all who want to catch it, look at this. If you had a bounce arrow go off of US 30 today, you would have got it. I don't have a zone here, so I couldn't take a bounce arrow go, but you got it though, and then it dropped. Now, with that though, here's that break of structure that took place yesterday, causing that drop. Okay, that's a break of structure going down, so this is a bullish area here. But I had it at 170. Now I can't think of where I did it at. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to come back to it. GM broke that zone. Excellent. Oh, good, Daniel. Thank you. Maya, hopefully I pronounced your name right there. I'm so sorry if I didn't. Can you use a bag entry for every time frame? Yes, you can. Every time frame. GM broke that zone. Nice. Off the M15, Mike. Let's look. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, granted, if you are a risky trader or aggressive trader, you could have took that and you would be fine with it and caught your pips. However, we all saw that that zone was in the way. So being conservative, you don't want to take that trade. But you saw why it broke that zone. It had break of structure, momentum. It came off of this order block. And so Yvette, this order block, I drew it based off of, make sure I have this horizontal line, this zigzag line right here, point. This candle broke it. Actually, this candle broke it here actually. So honestly, I think I was a little too soon on that order block. It's actually down here. Okay. All right. So there's the new order block. So we have this break of structure here, closure. Last bearish candle is here. Price came back down all up in this order block, turned around and went back up out the order block and took off. Gave you momentum, but there was a resistance zone in our way. So that's why I didn't take that trade, because of the resistance zone. But you had that, and then this higher horizontal line here is the money zone from yesterday breakout that's taking place now. So with the money zone breakout that's happening in this current candle, I'm actually going to jump into this trade for 20 pips. I ain't got nothing in my way. It's 10:37, and did it already go? How many pips did it already go? It already went, it already went 15. So it needs to go another 5. It already went 15. It needs to go another 5. I'm going to hop in, so I'm not going to take as many, but I'm going to go from here, from the zone, candle closure. Ooh, I shouldn't have got in. My bad. I should not have got in yet, because this candle didn't close yet. Bad Jackie. Bad Jackie. Uh-oh. So if that thing wicks out and closes, that was not a good look on my end. I jumped in too soon. Well, we're gonna have to see. But I got pips to the zone. This thing does not close for 7 minutes. So I really should have waited for this to close and then get into the trade where it closed. So if it wicks out like it's wicking and closes below it, then it's not a money zone breakout on the M15 for this. So just so you guys are aware and know. So I'm actually a little too soon. So hopefully it works out. But from where it closes, as long as you have 20 pips to the zone, then you can go for your 20 pips. And as of right now, let's say it closes wherever it is right now, like where I got in, 20 pips to the zone. There's 30, so it's okay right now. At least 30. So even if it goes to the money zone and it stays and it closes above the money zone, you got 40 pips there. So far, so good. But I did jump in a little early, so that was not bad Jackie. But I have 20 pips. Is what I'm shooting for. And then 40 pip stop loss here. There we go. All up in that order block. So we shall see what it will do. Do I have an H1 on GN? I do not have an H1 alert yet on GN, which I think we might get. Yep, we might get an H1 alert on GN. So we shall see how that play out. I will say this. If I get an H1 alert on GN, I don't have 50 pips to the zone now on the H1 from here. I think it was just 40. Yeah, it was only 20, so we can't do an H1 alert on that. But okay. Hey, GN, there you go, money zone breakout. Push, baby, push. I'm going to be real with y'all because it is 10:40. We got 10 pips. If it go on, keep pushing. Only it's making a new high today. Got that money zone breakout. Keep pushing. And 12. When it went as high as 13, 14 pips. I still got some oomph in it. It looked like, well, it's wicking out. Let's see what we got down on the M5. It's coming to this zone on the M5. I tell you what. I am going to see this time of day. I think somebody even mentioned back in the day, I think CB even said you might be able to walk away with 10 pips and be cool. So I don't like that zone it's in my way. Get out of my way, zone. There you go. Push it. Come on, yo. Yeah, we go. 16. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. Show enough, because I got my 20 pips. Come on. There we go. Hey, good job. And off it goes. Only need 20. Hey, you're quite welcome, Yvette. You're quite welcome. Thank you, Mike. That's what I call Black Squad teamwork make the dream work. There you go. Appreciate it, because y'all know it'd be hard for me to catch everything, and I can't see everything. So thank you, Mike. I needed that. GN is on a bullish trend line. You got 12 pips. Very welcome, Saeed. Welcome, welcome. Um, yeah, look at you. I love it, Shivari. I love it. Might get a cookie. Might get a cookie. Um, let's see here. Let me see. Caught a really good entry, 70 pips. Okay, Irvin, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all do you. It's hard for me to try and catch the pips to trade like I would trade by myself, because like I said, we focus, but GN taking off. Taking off, off, off. Where's that other zone at? It's right up there to that zone. I should have let it go to that zone. But it's okay. I only want 20 pips. I'm fine. I'm good with that. I only catch 75 pips minimum per week. That's all I need to live my life financially free. I'm good. So 20 pips is fine with me. And I think it's funny too, because somebody was like, "Oh, if you only catching 20 pips, you just like a beginner. You're like a beginner trader." I'm like, man, with the right lot size, 20 pips. Come on now, the right balance. 20 pips will have you eating all month. So it don't really matter. You just gotta have a balance with the lot size. Don't matter how many pips. Um, that was a good one. Hey, lot size that I use on my accounts. If I got a small account, like if I'm like on here with y'all, I'm doing zero point 0.1 on my small accounts, and I'm talking about anything less than $500. I know people are like 0.1. Usually it's zero point 0.1 per 100. You got to remember, I'm usually trading S&P. So the drawdown on S&P is a lot bigger than on a currency pair. But when I'm on a call, yes, 20 pips can change your life. When I'm on a call, I try to stick with zero point 0.01, because if I miss something, like, and I take a loss, it's not a huge loss to me, because I'm distracted by talking with you guys, and it's nothing that bad. I love chatting with you guys. I'm just trying to explain. But when I'm like on my own and I'm by myself, I do zero point 0.01 per $100 usually, on currency pairs. And then, dang, GN, see, GN don't play the rule. It don't play by the rules, y'all. It don't play by the rules. Um, oh, 10:30, there was news that came out, I think, for the U.S. dollar. So I need to go back to S&P. And then, yeah, I do zero point 0.01 per $100 for myself. For small accounts that are currency pairs. And then for when I'm trading my indices, I usually do like a zero point 0.01 per 250. And I'm very conservative, even though y'all may be like, well, she just be jumping in trades sometimes. I'm actually very conservative with my own money. And I do have a funded account, but I trade that differently as well, because sometimes you can do a little bit more risk when you have higher leverage and more money to work with. But those are the ways I usually trade it. But I actually follow a particular trading plan that has a certain lot size for a certain dollar amount and then a certain amount of pips to make per week. That's actually a trading plan that I follow. And I've done that plan over and over again for like the last 3, 4 years now. It's had multiple iterations, but really the final version of it came from me watching a YouTube video from Pipology. Shout out to Bobby, Will, and Los. Bobby, Will, Los, Sanders, and Jared J. Cash. I watched their video and it was like a trading plan thing. So I went over that and I kind of tweaked that into the one I originally did, and that's what I use now. So hopefully that helps with the whole lot size thing. But there's a lot of calculators and stuff out there that anybody can use, just whatever makes it comfortable for you. Oh yeah, I can share that. It's not private at all. I think I even did a video on it. Just DM me and I can send it to you. And then, like I said, it's just for educational purposes, but it's like a little guide and you can always tweak it to whatever way will work for you. It's just what works for me. And remember, I don't trade often. So when I'm in these markets, I'm only in there for like 2 to 3 trades max and I'm done. So, I mean, I caught 20 pips here, but if I'm doing like something else, I didn't like that zone in a way, honestly, and I don't really trade GN. But if that same thing played out with no zone on S&P, y'all know I would have been in there. So it's a little different. Matter of fact, let me go to S&P right now. So it has not come back to that alert. That's why it has not signaled anything. It just kept dropping out of the sky. This is what it looks like on the H1. Look at where it's coming. Look at where it's coming. This is why I draw my I call them OBs now. This is why I draw my OBs. Come on, S&P. I could care less what you're doing with your drop. I could care less. Some people are caring about the drop. That's fine. I don't care if I missed it. But boy, when you come down here and you pull what GN just pulled, oh, nothing but pips. Just follow this with me, y'all. Just follow the vision. Follow the vision with me for a second, y'all. Boy, if I get in on this OB right here, where am I going? I'm going up here. Okay? Minimum 290 and beyond. That's what I'm looking for. So this drop is beautiful. So whoever traded this drop, pips on top of pips on top of pips, But, and with that drop, it was field level breakout. So see, this is why I need to when I'm by myself and I'm trading, I'm really only focused on S&P because that's what I normally trade, right? But I saw other things happening with currency pairs because I'm actually doing the free challenge from the 5%ers, and you can only trade currency pairs. So that's why I was doing currency pairs majority of the time because I'm trying to, I'm doing that free challenge for the 5%ers for their funded account. So I'm like, hey, why not, right? It's free. So, but here's S&P. So if you were really trading it today, so we at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, this is when I would have been in. And you saw how it broke the 38.2 close below the 50. Then it normally would come down to the 61.8, which is what it did. And it just came all the way and it kept going. So could have scalped it from the 50 to the 61.8. If I was really paying attention here, that's 36 pips. So I'm giving y'all tips to do when we not on a call. So even though I didn't catch it like I'm on the call with y'all, I'm telling you things that I would actually catch when I'm trading, specifically that. So I would actually also suggest to just focus on maybe 2 to 3 pairs too, and see if and focus on those to trade with. But look at it, it's coming to that discount level, 71.0. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. This is about to be an epic move up. And then look at this. Somebody asked about the bag entry alerts. Bounce, arrow, go. Okay. Here's a bounce, arrow, go bag going up. Here's that impulse candle, by the way. Not impulse, imbalance candle. Right here that Nate was talking about and what it needed to do. It needed to fill this gap. That's what it's doing. Filling the gap. All right. So with that being said, if you wanted to draw the zigzag, to draw your fib, to catch the field level breakouts, and you saw this imbalance candle, that could be one thing to tell you, oh, it needs to fill this gap up. So definitely the fib level breakout will be most definitely what's going to happen. All right, now I don't know if it's going to fill this entire gap, but it's filling it. Okay, but here's that bounce, arrow, go. Bounce from a support zone, arrow alert. You get in at this candle right here, go. And if you want to see for sure, this is a bullet, this is bearish candle. So here's your entry right here. And one of these ones, you're set 80 pips. when it's high as 114. On these ones off of the H1, I'm really only going for 50 pips right here in this candle. You're done. 3 hours later, right? So this is 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. last night. If I was paying attention to this H1 alert, I would have 50 pips and dip. So 50 pips last night, 20 pips today, that's 70 pips. And I tell you, I only go for like 75 in a week. Come on. See how easy you can do it and you ain't got to trade every day? And this is all off of the H1, by the way. This one. And it went 100. So really, I could have got my whole pips for the week in this one move. If there was a zone there, I would have took it there. Anyway, you don't get lot sizes yet, Daniela? You know what? Which video can you watch for lot size? I'm gonna see if I could find one. You're very welcome, Yvette. I can tell. You know what? For lot sizes, babypips.com. That's where I went to when I first started getting more involved in Forex, because I started originally in binary options and I trade Nadex, which I still do today. Shout out to you, Deborah. Deborah White. I love it. And I remember you did say German 30, but Deborah, you know that's not my baby. You know, that's Nate's baby. Uh, but I'm gonna get to German 30 because I'm curious to see what it looks like. But babypips.com has what they call a school of pipsology. And if you go to the school of pipsology, it's all online, it's free, so you don't have to worry about it or paying anything. But it takes you from, I think what they call it, preschool through kindergarten, through elementary school, middle school, college, all that. They have it delineated based from the very basics to advanced techniques, strategies, knowledge regarding Forex. And lot sizes is in there. So I just don't know at what part it's in. But lot sizes I believe might be in like where they would classify it as like elementary or kindergarten area, but double check that. But babypips.com is where I would suggest to go off the top of my head for you. Let's see. See, Dylan, you set yours to 20 pips and it went above it and didn't close on its own. Okay. So, Dylan, when you were in your trade, you dragged it up or did you actually manually type in 20 pips? I'm curious. Okay, Daniela, no problem. Appreciate you. You dragged it. Okay, so when you dragged it like what I did, it said 200, right? And it didn't close on its own. Did it eventually close on its own or did you have to take it and close it yourself? I'm just trying to figure out. You close it yourself. Okay. So when you dragged it for the 20 pips, depending on your broker, it could be that the ask price had not touched that level yet. And when I say ask price, let's go look at GM for a second. See how I have both of them on here? I have my bid and my ask. The red line is your ask. That red line has to go past your take profit for it to close. So this is spread. The reason why there's a gap is that's the spread. So if that red line hadn't gone over it yet, that's why it didn't close out. But if it did go over it and it still didn't close out, that's something you might want to go take up with the broker. Because you might need to just alert them, hey, this is what happened to me. Can you explain why this happened? And they'll break it down. They'll go search your MT4 for the trade and go by tick to see how price was moving. And they'll be able to explain to you by the tick, because that's how price actually moves, is by ticks. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, you look at your market watch. And if you see here, tick chart, click on that. See, price moves by ticks. All right. So a bunch of ticks can be in 1 minute candle. All right. So this is how price is moving by ticks. So they'll be able to delineate in that trade how did price move by tick to see if the ask price actually did go over your take profit. That's how they want to find that out. Okay. So Valdez, think I'm going to do a buy limit on the H1. S&P, where do I recommend I put it? I'm in demo and I want to practice buy limits. You know what, Valdez? I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm using order blocks. So practice doing pending orders off of the order blocks and see how that works. That's what I was doing. Um, cool. Got you, Dylan. Let me go over and hop over here to this German 30 from Miss Deborah real quick. Good gracious of me. That thing is a monster. Um, I have no breaks in structure except for this move here, which happened Friday. Okay, but you had a I have a bounce, not this. This is my bounce from the zone. Range, 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 drop, arrow, go. So here's a German 30 bounce, arrow, go happening. This is not your bounce. This is your bounce. All right. So bounce, arrow, go, and it took off. Now, how many pips did that thing run up? Good gracious of me. 1910, 1,900 pips. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nice, beautiful move. Now, why did it run up like that? Boy, I can tell you right now. Break a structure. Right here. After the bounce arrow go, too. So you got the alert. Oh my goodness. Do y'all see this? And I like I like going over this because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay? So now you know what to look for the next time it happens because it's going to happen again. Here's German 30. Here's the zag line. Here's the top. That's anytime it breaks above this and closes, what is it? Break a structure. Here's the break a structure right here. And when this candle closed, you got to break a structure and the bounce arrow go alert, meaning you got momentum and you're in the money zone. Buy. Buy. That's beautiful move. Beautiful move. And all that correlated together. All of that. Beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. And where's my order block? Right here. Right here. Last bearish candle before the move up. Right? Here's my order block right here. Boom. I'm just dragging it on because guess what? Got to come back down and get it. Got to come back down and get it. And what's going to happen when it comes back down to get this money? What's it going to do? It's going to break this structure here. Has to. It has to. See what I'm saying, you guys? So German 30, if they need to come back and get this money, it's going to have to break this structure to do it. And what happens when it breaks this structure? You're probably going to have break a structure, down arrow alert, giving you momentum. You got the support zone in your way. So it's going to be a form of resistance to you to come down, but it could break it. I would caution you guys to just trade it carefully. All right? But it got to do something to get down there. Right? Wow. That's beautiful. Thanks for bringing this to my attention, Deborah. I might do this in demo just to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side, but that's going to be a beautiful thing. Definitely. Tell him tonight when he's on the call. Tell him it is a monster. I can't stay. I have again. I only traded G. No, see, look at that. Now we get the H1 buy on GN, and you got it. Ooh, we got 3 H1s. Let's take a look, you guys. GN, G odd, and Euro U. Oh, Euro USD. Anyway. I don't like Euro USD, not at all. And it's a buy. I'm bearish on Euro USD, so I'm really surprised on why it's a buy. But you knew you were going to get this buy from this strong imbalance candle that took place, right? So for those of y'all who are trading imbalances, that looks like an imbalance candle to me. I haven't gotten used to trading imbalances yet, but I'm thinking that it needs to fill this gap here. So it'll probably come back down, restart itself, and then go back up again off of this order block. All right, so that's GM, but of course we can't trade the GM right now because bag entry alert, even though it's bounce, arrow go, even though we're following the trend, there's not 50 pips to the zone. It's like barely any left now. So that's why we can't get in for this yet. I would say yet. Probably if it comes down and bounces off of this, you're going to probably get another AIRO alert going up. Okay. So that's what I would think on that. All right. So that's why GN is a no go right now. No go right now. G odd was the other one. So let me look at G odd. Okay. Same thing happened. All right. Woo, right up into the zone. So GR was taking off. GR was taking off. And it had a money zone breakout too, it looked like. Nope. A second one. That's what it looks like. It's a second money zone breakout that took place. See? We had this one and went up. Did you catch 20 pips? Let me see. So you had a breakout here, drop down. This would have been your entry candle. Got 20 pips. There you go. Money zone breakout right there. All right, 20 pips. And you left. Now it did it again though. So that's interesting that it happened twice. But yeah, I can't do the H1 trade off of this one because it's all up in that zone. But where is the order block on this? Ooh, break a structure. Break a structure here on the H1. Do y'all see it? Right here. Where's my order block? Last bearish candle. Right here. Right? Ooh, here's an imbalanced one. Look at it. It filled it up right here. All right. That's off the H1. But now, here's that M15 on G odd. See? Right here. This is your breaker structure. The same breaker structure you see on the H1 happened right here on the M15. Of course, because it was that big long candle. But now on the M15, where's your order block? Right here. Right here. Okay. So, like that one, but no, neither one of these are bag entry alerts that I could take at this time, but I will look for them for other things. That German 30 looks nice. It's interesting how that German 30 has this going on, and then look at US 30 on the H1. US 30 is actually about to have a break of structure. See that? See where price is? So US 30 is actually about to do what I wanted GU to do. Right here. Look at that. Boy, I tell you, it's about to be a melt. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. Oh. Now that one, I would do the same thing I did on S&P. You saw how I marked up all my order blocks? I would just go and look for my order blocks. But once this break occurs, you already know. You already know. It's time to go. It's time to go. And then EU was the last one. Sorry, before I go look at any questions. EU. I don't even like EU, but and this is why, because I ain't even got the AIRO alert, so it was a potential, and then it kind of took away. That's fine, because I said from the get-go, without even looking at any charts today, bearish on EU. I was bearish on EU from Sunday. So, yeah, look at that. Even zones. I was bearish on EU because of this mess right here. Look at that. Even though, now here's the thing. I got 3 up, 2 red. So technically the trend on the daily is bullish. But look at what this is. Yeah, I've been studying, y'all. Look at that trend line. We going down. We're going down. We're going down. Plus, it's already closed below the AIRO MA. We finna get a down arrow. And look at what happened the last time you got a down arrow. Whoo. Look at all that melt. Now, these are days. I don't expect you guys, unless you guys are swing traders, to hold trades for days. But got potential. Okay? Got potential. So I'm bearish on EU right now. But that H1 alert is not even there. You got a down arrow alert going down directly into the zone, but it came into the zone and it pushed right back out again. Not really worried about that too much. I actually wanted to come up. Let's throw on there on this H1. Where's my order block? Because that's what I really want to see. Ooh, here we go. Break a structure. Here, boom, drop. All right, it drops down. Last bullish candle. is where my order block is, right here. So what happens? Mark it up. And like you guys, like I said, you guys can do this all in demo if you want. Mark it up. Boom. That's my order block right there. So what's going to happen? Come on here and touch my order block. It almost did. It might do it. Come on up here and touch this order block. See if you can come on here and get into this trade, and drop. So it might. It's playing around right now. It might just continue dropping if it wants to. But that's how I would mark mine up. But you had that break of structure that just made it just completely drop. Went right into the zone. So that's my thoughts on EU. It's about to change. S&P is about to change. Let me see. We'll hop on S&P real quick. I see it. Okay. It didn't come to the order block yet. It came close, but it's at that 78.8. I would wait on this. I would wait because the trend color already changed. I would wait on that. I feel like it got some more to drop. And I feel like it got some more to drop. Even though you can look and see that the bulls are trying to be in favor right now. Let me move this. There we go. You see how the bulls are changing the strength of this candle? It already made the low of the day. So it's not only just the low of the day, but it's also the low of the money zone as well, right? And so the bulls are like, no, it's not lunchtime yet. We're gonna come on, try see if we're gonna push it back up. But look, I'm wicking out at the top too. When it wicks out at the top and you got some wicks on the bottom, what does that mean? What's the strength of the candle at that point? Neutral. Neutral. It's not strong or weak. But now see, when it starts to fill up, it's going to become a strong bullish candle. Okay, so I will wait. I know you're saying that it's changing, but I wouldn't take it just solely off of that one candle. I would need an additional confirmation to tell me that it's changing in my favor. Okay, so with that, I would say, let's mark this off. Let me mark off my discount levels because it came to 71, which is great. These are the levels I really care about. Those three. Let me mark off my discount levels. All right. So with that, what I would say here is, are you actually changing? If so, draw my fib that way and wait for it to actually break above this 23.6 from this way, going back up, following the trend. Then I would get in. See what I'm saying? Because then I got low of the day. It's going to be a fractal. It's coming off of 71 discount zone. Okay, that's nice. It's a confirmed fractal low based on 2 more hour candles. So maybe not this candle, maybe the 1 o'clock candle. If the 1 o'clock candle come in and it closes above the 23.6, I got a confirmed fractal low. I got a confirmation rejection off the 71. Plus, I have now 3 bullish candles possibly. Those are all signs telling me that we're going back up. I just wouldn't necessarily go in based off of this one candle. That's just me though. But that's my thoughts on S&P. But I appreciate you letting it. I'm going to let it sit here. I honestly really wanted to come down here though. Really, I do. Especially right here. This is what I want. Right here. Sometimes I can't get what I want, but I feel like I could today. I feel like it. I'm feeling it. Let me see. What else we doing? You caught part of that run up. Oh, snap, Deborah. Go on, girl. Let's see here. What's a sell stop? Is there such a thing as a sell limit? Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely say Val does that babypips.com. Definitely go there and take a look at them. But you could see sell stops and sell limits. If you click on new order, you could set them in here. They're forms of pending orders. So you could pin order, you got buy limits, buy stop, sell limits, sell stop. So for me, I would be doing what would I be doing? This would be considered a buy limit, I believe. If I come down here and set a pending order, so if I right click, yeah, it would be a buy limit, right? Because it even tells you right here. It would be a buy limit. A buy stop, I believe, is if price is continuing to go up and then it kind of comes down again, then it's a buy stop. But I believe it's a buy limit if price is coming down and then it's getting ready to turn around and go up again. Buy limit. That's my thought process on that, but definitely double check that on Baby Pips. School of Pipsology, and yes, buy limit, buy stop, sell limit, sell stop. Let's see here. What do I think about Kiwi yen off of the H1? I think I went over Kiwi yen already. Kiwi yen is the New Zealand dollar to the yen. Oh yeah, the drop. Oh, it just happened in this hour. I just got the hour alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 3. That looks good to me. What we at on a daily? Let me double check. We on an uptrend on a daily. So that means we are trading the retracement right now. Well, that looked good to me. Let's see how many pips to the zone do we have? Do we have 50 pips to the zone? Do we have 50 pips to the zone? Let's take a look. So where I'm at now? No, I don't. Because I don't have 50 pips to the zone, even from where I'm currently at, that's a no-go on that drop. I mean, you can try it if you want to catch your pips, but even if you would have got in when the candle opened, you still ain't got 50 pips. You have even less to the zone. It needs to be 50 pips or higher to the zone for you to take those H1 bag entry alerts. Now, there's other ways you can get in there and try and use different strategies, but usually I'm off the H1. I'm trying to catch bag entry alerts or something that shows my fib. But here's the thing: you see, it's pulling back right now, right? It's pulling back. Remember, I don't know if you caught that. I went to the daily first to see what is the trend on the daily on this. I'm going to uptrend, right? But I see we are down, overall uptrend. Currently, we are downtrending, right? See how it's dropping down? Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with the H1 showing down. So now with the H1 showing down, I'm looking for my down entries. You got this down arrow alert. That's fine. But you don't have 50 pips to the zone. Okay. Well, another way you can look at it is, see how it's pulling back now. Draw your fib. All right. Down, high, low. Okay. High, low. And then see if it pulls back. All right. As it pulls back, wait for it to pull back and then try and catch your trend, catch it going back down again from off of the fib. Okay. So as it pulls back, if it comes to 23.6 and closes, 7 out of 10 times, it'll probably go to 38.2. And then it'll keep pulling back. And if it pulls back enough, hard enough, then you can wait for a candlestick formation to jump in and go in for your sell. Then go to the zone and you probably will have 50 pips that way. That would be one way that I would look at it. Okay. Trading it for the downtrend. Here's the other way. Look at this. Here is the last downward movement. Highest point above the arrow MA, lowest point below the arrow MA, before it closes above the arrow MA again, which is right here. This is a strategy 8 setup, right? So what happened was when price came down, it pulled back. How far did it pull back? Okay, it pulled back completely. Here's that 38.2, closed below the 50. Where did it go? 61.8, right here. Kept going. Wicked out, hang around, and then it kept going. So that's why even at fib levels, I don't just take a trade just solely based off of a fib level. Because if you would have got in and said, oh, I'm going to catch my sell, put my sell stop or sell limit here, you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to catch a sell. You would be in drawdown, right? And because it kept going. So you always look for additional confluences to make you think that you can go ahead and follow the trend. But it stopped and played, and then it went back even further. But look how far back it went. Discount level, 88.6. Look at what it did. Drop. Now at this point, you would look for your entry to drop on the sell off of the discount level. Got the rejection. I wouldn't just get in rejection off the discount level and say, oh, I'm going to get in. You actually got 2. 1, 2. Technically, possibly 3 here. 3 rejections. You can get in. This bearish engulfing candle. Zoom in. See it. Look. See? Bearish engulfing candle. Okay? Rejection off of the 88.6, bearish engulfing, and this bearish engulfing candle also turns out to be what? A fractal high. You want to confirm it? I can see it. I can see them just by looking, but this is how you confirm it. Right there. See? Bearish engulfing, fractal high, off of the 88.6 with a couple of rejections. Sell, sell, sell. If you're not comfortable just doing it based off of a couple of rejections of the fib line, which I am not, I would see that this fractal is being formed, but this fractal is not confirmed until 2 candles later. 1, 2. Okay? It's not confirmed until this candle closes, because this candle had the potential to turn around and go back up again. Once this candle closed, you can hop in for the sell then. Then you would have lost some pips here, but you would have been a little bit safer. You hop in for your sell and drop. Okay? Now, where would your stop loss be though? If you wait, the stop loss will be wherever it rejected from and 1 fill level back. So that's a 27 pip stop loss if you would have waited that long to get in. And then where are you going to go? I'm going to the zone or 0, 52 pips. Okay? So that's actually a 2 to 1, 2 to 1 risk to reward, 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio using a fib, going to 0. I don't have no zone in my way right now. Free and clear. Okay? So with that, if you wanted to wait, if I wanted to be aggressive and I saw that it was closing below and I got these continuations going on, I would have hopped in a little bit sooner, caught more pips. Okay? Here's the other thing. Look at your breaker structures again too. Let's throw that on there. All right? Same thing, but look what happened here. I got a breaker structure right there. Right there. All right? So that's even better. Even better. So if I would have drew my fib, like what I showed, off of this H1, this is off of this here. This is how I drew it. Okay? Came back. Here. Look at this one. Breaker structure happened here. That's why I kept going up. Had the breaker structure up here, going up, rejected, came back down. You would have got in 2 candles right here. 1 candle prior to the breaker structure here in your favor to continue going down. All of those things coming together. All right. So, but that was the longest answer to your NZDJPY, and I'm sorry, but I wanted to go through it. But that is why I wouldn't hop into a sell just yet, because especially since it's pulling back pretty hard. All right, but you got some time to go. Mind you, though, because it's pulling back like that, it might form a support zone in your way now, too. That's the other thing. All right, Rajiv. Cool beans. I know you're gone. Take care. See you next week, my dear. See you next week. Let's see here. Oh, Saeed, Bitcoin recent price move. I actually don't trade Bitcoin often, and I don't have Bitcoin stored. So y'all made my day when you had me look at this Ripple, by the way. I just need y'all to understand that. Where's price at now for Ripple? It's at 80s. Yeah, I'm loving that, by the way. Loving that. Bitcoin. From what I was seeing when I was doing some research and from other analysis, I know people was telling me that thing is dropping, but I thought it was actually turning bullish for an instant. So let me throw AIRO on here. So here's Bitcoin off of the H1, and it's sitting all up in that resistance zone. It's coming out and it's fighting. This looks very similar to what GU was doing, and then it had its break, and the rest of them did today. So if anything, it might be Bitcoin might be replicating something like that. And here's why, because here's a bounce arrow go, by the way, on Bitcoin from Friday. See? Bounce from a zone, arrow, go. Now, bad thing is, though, is those were counter trend arrows, okay? Because you're on a downtrend on Bitcoin right now. So, because we just established that, and because we got price sitting up here on this arrow MA, and because this thing is jumping off of this resistance zone, you think I'm not about to hop in this H1 alert that's about to happen on Bitcoin going down? I sure am. I got a bounce from a zone. I got following the trend, and I got it's getting ready to close below the arrow MA. Give me a nice move down. Yes. So bearish on Bitcoin. And does Bitcoin have an order block? No. But I wonder, am I going to get a zigzag alert that stops right here? If it stops right here at this high, then what do I have? It's going to signify and give me the momentum again. Follow me with this, people. The same thing we just showed, I just showed on German 30 with the move up. We had the break of structure, you had the AIRO alert, and it took off, right? Same thing, zigzag line. If it keeps dropping down, that zigzag line will probably appear here to this high. Once it does that, price is dropping down, it will be breaking this as a break of structure, going down. As it comes down and breaks it, you have that momentum, plus if you get a down arrow alert, momentum, all showing Bitcoin dropping. Okay, this is all speculation if it does do it, but it looks very much like it's going to play out that way, since they're all up in this resistance zone. I don't necessarily see Bitcoin trying to go back to 60,000 yet. I see it dropping some more, and I'm here for it. We all should be here for it. Okay, that's my thoughts. And if you want to look at the daily, look at where it is on the daily. All right, so here it is on the daily right now. That's all happening on the H1, and here's everything happening on the daily. Okay, so if you're sitting on the daily and you see this, you see how we have this candle here, the current daily candle. You have all this bullish momentum here, and this daily candle is bullish. Okay, if it closes above it and gives you an up arrow, it may continue to go up. All right, but you got this wick forming. You see these two exhaustions? The strength of these candles are weakening. This is a weakened bullish candle. This is also a weak bullish candle right now. So the bears are pushing it down. Okay, and this is why you see that happening on the lower time frames. So with that information, you can think and see if it does go up, it might turn into something like this. Where's a fake out, you get a resistance zone and then drop. Okay, and when it drop and destroy this support zone. Okay, that's my thought on Bitcoin. So up in the air right now, but I'm totally gonna catch that H1 trade when that Bitcoin alert appear for sure. Right now, H1 is looking like a what? Weak bearish candle. It's very weak. Why? Because we got the wick. The bulls are coming into control here. They're saying, no, we ain't ready to drop yet. Okay? Very weak. So I will watch and wait and see for sure. Watch, wait, and see. Okay, cool. All right, Mike. Where would I get in on Bitcoin? I would just wait for a down arrow alert. I just wait for the arrow alert. Ain't no point in me jumping in any sooner. Let's see. If I answered this already, what time frame do I use for order blocks, or do you use top-down analysis? Top-down analysis, Abdul. No problem. Top-down analysis, and I draw an order block on everything from the monthly down to the H1. Every time frame. All 5. So yeah, when I'm marking up my charts, it take me a minute to mark up my charts. But then I'm setting pending orders, and then I go about my life. And that's it on that. All right, so that's my thought on Bitcoin. But yeah, totally gonna wait for that down H1 alert. No sense in me doing anything else right now. But just know, if it does break that structure and it drops, what's gonna be your order block? The last bullish candle right here. Okay, so just keep that aware. And I know it's 11:30, and I know I only caught that one trade, but you guys already know a lot of the moves happened already. And let's see. Ooh, look at my S&P. See, it's being funny. It's turning into a neutral candle. Don't know yet, but that's gonna be a beautiful move. Here it is on the N5. I just need to move this down here. Sorry. So yeah, it just keeps kind of stair-stepping and going down. NASDAQ kind of did the same thing. All right, and then US 30. is playing. Oh, that's German 30, my bad. Here it is, US 30. Didn't close yet. Didn't close. But boy, I tell you, if that thing closed there, bye bye support zone for sure. Bye bye support zone. Yup, look at that. Boy. Mm-hmm. Look at that. This is on the M5. It's close. Bye bye support zone. And then on the M1, let's see where it's at. Yep. See, you only got that one zone separating US 30 from the depths of the center of the earth. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And all you got to do is just sit back and wait and relax. If you're catching US 30, you already know. That's pips on top of pips. And if US 30 does it, I think German 30 will follow. So it's very interesting to see what that does in London session tonight or early tomorrow morning. It always confuses me on how to say that to everybody. Let's see here. Yvette, I noticed that GN is coming back down. Is that only a retracement before it comes back up because the arrow is still showing up? You know what? On GN, it could be. And Daniel, you said Ethereum for the sell. Okay, Jerica, you're only getting M1 alerts. Jerica, is your dashboard looking like mine with multiple time frames? Let me know and put it in the Q&A for me, dear. So that way I'll make sure I catch you, okay? And then GN is pulling back. It is pulling back, but it's pulling back to do what? Look at where that order block is on the H1. It might be doing that. So yeah, let it pull back. So it is a it is a retracement off of the uptrend. Okay. Look, it's it's coming back here. We got that order block sitting here. Okay. That's not the H1 order block. I think that came from a lower time frame, the M15, I believe. Yeah. It was the M15. So it's coming back here to grab some money. All right. But while it's trying to come back and grab some money, that is a retracement. You draw from a low to a high. All right. And you see what it is. Getting ready to close under this 23.6, possibly. If it does, 7 out of 10 times, it'll come to this 38.2. Close below that, it'll go to the next one, and so on and so forth. Okay? But definitely, Yvette, it sure is. And you guys said Ethereum off of the M30. I don't trade Ethereum, but I don't mind looking. For the sell, you said, I don't have Ethereum here. I don't trade these, but I sure do have investment in them. So how much is Ethereum worth now for me? Let's see. Ooh, I like that number. I have some of those coins from like 3 years ago. Let's see here. M30. AIRO. Boom, bounce arrow go. Go for it, man. That's a bounce arrow go. But is it trend wise? It's a counter. Be cautious. That's all I say. All right. You got a valid bounce arrow go for sure, but be cautious. It's a counter trend. I don't trade counter trend. All right. But here's a way to look at it. Where's the move? Here's the move. Lowest point. Highest point. Look at what it's doing. You got momentum. Who's yelling at me? GJ and Euro USD. You got momentum in your way. Where did it close? It did not close below the 50. It closed below this 38.2, but it already touched the 50. Then you had this candle that closed below the 50, all right, 50 fib level, but it did not touch the 61.8. And then you have this kind of hanging man thing. This is a weak bearish candle. This is a like a indecisive candle, but it's more bullish than anything because they pushed it back up and now it's turning around again. So because it has not touched 61.8, it could turn around and come back down and touch it. Okay. However, I would be very cautious because it is counter trend. You don't know how far back Ethereum is going to go. Plus, I'm not sure how much the cryptos are respecting the Fibonacci levels. Okay, those, since they're newer. All right, you gotta watch it and make sure that they actually do respect them. Bitcoin has been respecting very much so, but I'm not sure about Ethereum or Litecoin and the rest of them. So trade with caution is what I would say for sure. All right. And then so that was EU and that was GJ that yelled at me. So GJ, what we looking at, GJ? GJ. Why was I on this? Pullback is what was happening on GJ, correct? Because on the M15, oh, we're on an uptrend on the M15. I can't remember what I drew it down for. Oh, maybe to trade it going up. I think that's what I did. But we have that. Now, oh, this is actually a very good example. We have the bounce arrow go, right? And with that, we're in the money zone. We are on an uptrend for a GJ, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, uptrend. On the H1, on an uptrend, all right? So they're matching, all right? Now, I can get in at this candle. Do I have 20 pips to the zone? Let's take a look. Here's the candle opening. I got 30 pips to the zone, 29 pips to the zone. Valid bounce, arrow, go. Here is where I am looking at maybe changing my fib a little bit. Yeah, maybe. Here's where I'm having a concern. If I left my high where I originally had it, see how price is sitting at this discount level here, 71? And then now it's pulling back. I don't know if it's actually going to have enough strength to go 20 pips. Okay? Now, I'm not married to my fib the way I draw it. You can always be flexible. Here's the previous high here. Now look at where it is. It's at the 61.8. Still golden ratio fib level. Not discount, but still golden ratio fib level. So, and it's pulling back. I would be hesitant to get into a bounce arrow go right about now. So I feel like I would need some more. I would need another candlestick formation or so to kind of tell me to get in. Especially since I look at the last two candles prior to it, I have nothing but exhaustion going up. You know, rejection, rejection, rejections, wicks, wick, 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 wicks. So that could be just a fill and then turn around and come back down. So I would be cautious on that one. But it is a valid bounce arrow go. But be aware of the time of day too. It's 11:34. So does GJ got enough momentum to really push? Let's see, Jerica. You have multiple time frames, but the one where you can set it up, you don't see it anymore. Okay. You know what, Jerica? Take a screenshot of your dashboard. Take a screenshot of it and then right click Expert Advisors and Properties. Take a screenshot of this. And then I would submit a ticket to support and ask them if maybe they can help. Because that's a little odd that you're going through that. Let's see. You're checking out the Q&A. No problem, Daniel. US 30 is making new lows. Absolutely. You're welcome, Jerica. Absolutely, US 30 is making new lows. Of course. Told y'all what I'm looking for. Right there. Look at that. It made a new low of the day, but it didn't close. It didn't close yet. But once it closed, what did I say is going to happen? Obliteration of the support zone. That support zone is going to be gone. And look at it. If you really want to watch it, look at it on the M1 for sure. Is it gone? Yep, M1 is gone. That zone is gone when it created the new low. Nothing stopping it on the M1. Look at the M5. Gone. Nothing stopping it from going to the center of the earth. Only thing you got left is the M15, which is again, that's why that horizontal line is there that I draw. It needs to close below it to confirm the break of structure off the H1 for the continuation to drop. You already got a break of structure right here on US 30 right here. See that? Right there. Already got a break. So, needs to do it again to continue from to view this H1 and the drop. Okay. So yep, definitely. Those are gonna be sitting. Those are gonna be wait and see. GBP JPY bag. Yeah, I saw that, Kev. I just went through it. M1 just bounced off of a resistance zone. Okay, cool on GJ. All right, so that would be why it was pulling back. Like I said, that was a bag entry for sure. But if you're gonna catch your 20 pips, are you gonna catch it today? I don't know. See, it's pulling back. I don't know yet. I don't like these wicks here. I don't like the time of day, and I don't like the fact when I drew my fill level, that thing only was already at 71% and going up. So be cautious is all I'm gonna say on that. And then what was the other question? How do I edit fib levels? Oh, cool. When you edit your fib levels, you're gonna do this, my dear. Click on the retracement tool. Just drop it anywhere on your chart. Double click on it. Right click. Fibbo properties. And Fibbo levels is your tab. And then you can add them or delete them or just set the defaults, whichever way you want to do it. Okay? Links aren't that important for a bag entry. All confirmations are okay. Definitely, Kev, if you want to take that trade, you go for it. And you let me know how it turns out for you because I could see it's looking really nice. That's just the way I trade them. I don't like the wicks there. It bothered me. and but I see it's turning bullish now. So that might be helpful. It might go those 20 pips. I'm just not going to necessarily take it only due to time of day and everything. I just don't want to get into a situation where it pulls back on me. So I'll leave it on GJ there just to kind of monitor it and see what it does. I mean, looking at the M5, probably looking pretty cool. You know, I don't see why not. It's just that's just my thought process. Okay, cool. Yeah, let them know. Let them know. Yeah, and he was just saying he was gonna chat with Nate about it. Definitely, that's like absolutely. I just don't like it. um, so GJ, and then where am I at on the daily on GJ? By the way, yeah, I don't like it because I feel like it's coming off of this resistance zone and wants to drop. So let's see here. It's 11:38. I mean, really ain't too much else going on. GJ are equal strength on the currency strength meters. Okay, thanks, Steve. Okay, so very neutral there. Can go either way. Um, Daniel, would I wait for the retest before jumping in of US 30? Yeah, definitely. No, oh, sorry. Retest of an order block? Yes. US 30 on a jumping in. Possibly. I would just need to see what it's actually going to do. I'm not going to jump in, especially with that support zone still sitting there. You know, I want this zone gone. So probably we need to pull back a little bit for me and then jump back in again. That's what I would probably be looking for. And then somebody already told me that it's coming to my order block. It sure is. Look at that. Look at that. Get that fib out of there. It's confusing. It's showing stuff. Look at that. Look at that. You all up in my 4240. That's something else. I don't know. Oh, that's the 88.6 fib level. Okay. All right. It's in my order block. So what is now has retested the H1 order block and is wanting to bounce off this 88.6 fib level like exactly. Good gracious of me. So let me see where this thing closes. And then 12 o'clock, I'll make a decision on what I want to do. I'm going to see where it closed. I really would like it to touch this support zone. Give me the bounce off of the support zone. And come on deeper into my order block. Collect some more money. Heck, even go through that order block and get to this 200. Collect some more money. Especially if US 30 is melting. Shoot, do all of that. Give me a break of structure here. Everything. Just do all of that. You know? That's what I want. And then come on, turn right back around again. But I don't think it's going to come that far. I feel like it's going to stop right here and then turn around. So definitely watch. Wait and see what this candle looks like when it closes. So thank y'all for keeping my eye on it. Yep, definitely. And I know it's kind of hard to see that here, but let me go to a cleaner chart. Here's S&P on the M5, right? Look where you got coming here. You have a previous day money zone, but we already are out, getting ready to be out of the money zone. So this is what you do. As soon as 1 p.m. Eastern Time appears, you should be marking up your money zones immediately. Immediately. Why? Because you want to see this. If that stays that way, you don't trade during outside the money zone. Remember, the strategy is you wait, mark up the previous day's money zone to take the trade in the next money zone, right? Okay. But you want to mark it all up so you don't forget, and then set alerts. So I can't set the alert right now because it's not 1 o'clock yet. It's 11:42. But once this is done, I'm going to set an alert for right here. Right click, trading, alert. So that way, it can start ringing off to me that price is closing below this money zone in the next day. And then I can do a money zone breakout, probably to the downside tomorrow or at 1 a.m. today for the money zone breakout on S&P, which is what I look for usually within that first hour of the new money zone. So I like that. I like that a lot. But I need to wait and see what this candle is doing before I just arbitrarily jump in there. If I wanted to be real lazy and I would have set a pending order aggressively, you would be in there already. But if you want to be conservative, I would set it for the bottom of this order block, you know. But I want to see what this candle does. And let's see. Abdul, with the fib retracement tool, how do I label it with the actual value? Oh yes, I got that. I cannot remember who showed that to me, but it came from this one of these calls. So I cannot take credit for that. But here it is. Right click. It's the percentage hyphen. You don't need the hyphen. I just did it for a space, which you could do a space. Percentage symbol, dollar symbol. So the percentage and the dollar symbol together is what generates the dollar amount at the end of the fib level. And with the money zone breakout, you can use the high and the low. Yes, absolutely. So the money zone breakout, all you got to do is mark off the high and the low of the money zone, not necessarily the high and low of the day, but the high and the low of the money zone. Okay, so like today, we had a breakout. Here is the high, here's the low, all right, of the money zone. And then you had a breakout here going up, all right. First candle that closed above the AIRO MA, above the money zone, go. And it took off. Now, it actually did it twice, okay? But you really only need that first one. And this is off of the N5 on S&P. You could do the same thing on the currency pairs, which is what we caught with GN today, off of the N15, okay? So you had the GBP pairs. We had a breakout of this money zone, the high, broke out, took off, okay? I don't know why it looks so different on GN here, but that's GU for the buy. Okay, let me look at GJ. And let me look at that. Okay, so GJ's hanging out. GU for the buy. Similar. Okay. So I would wait on GU as well. GU and GJ, I'm going to just kind of wait and see if I really want to do that bag entry going up. I just don't like it that this pulls back. But I see we're going either way on the H1. I ain't got no trend to follow. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll wait on those two. And we'll see. I have better potential setup on my S&P than I do on those two. So I'll stay over here. All right. Yeah, you're welcome, Abdul. And Shay, how do I learn how to break down each candle like I'm doing? Oh, that's price action. And that is, there's a lot of different videos on price action but the best thing I would suggest that's free is the Baby Pip School of Pipsology. And they talk about candle strengths and weaknesses and price action. I just can't remember at what section in the of the area it talks about it, and I'll go find it. And if I can find it, I'll post it in a bag chat after this. But that's where I got it from. Plus, I learned that from another trader, but it's not free, so I don't want to give it out to you guys, and I don't want to necessarily act like I'm promoting anything because you have to pay for it. But I'm telling you all the free stuff. And excuse me. But they talk about the strength of the candle. And one thing this gentleman did tell me is like he don't even care what the name of the candle is. Like he don't care that it's a doji. He don't care that it's a bullish and bullish engulfing candle. It is what it is. But he don't care if it's a shooting star pattern or morning star or a hanging man or whatever, dragon tail, don't matter, right? All that matters really, you don't necessarily need to know the name, but you just need to know what the candle is telling you because each candle tells you a story. What is the story that the candle is telling you? And the candle is telling you the story based on the strength of the candle. If it's bullish, how strong is this bullish candle? This is very strong. The bulls are fully in control. Okay? This candle is a strong bearish candle. Why? Or a very weak bullish. There's one way you could tell that is because actually I would say this is moderate strength. It's moderate because it started off. No, this is strong bearish. Actually, this is why, because it started here and it went up. It started off here and went up. The bulls thought they were in control. And then what happened? It started to drop. And then it dropped more. And then the bulls thought they can come up and do it here, and then it stopped. So this is a moderate strength bearish candle, more leaning to strong, but a very weak bullish candle. Each candle tells you a story. But that's why when I look at this, you see these three bearish candles right here, and then this strong bullish one. All right? They were weakening. See, this one, bulls came in. It didn't know, this is kind of neutral. It didn't know what it wanted to do. This one right here, bulls came in, then the bears came in, and then it stopped. Don't really know what it want to do. And then it took off. I would use multiple candlesticks to be able to determine which way you want to go. This could be a morning star or whatever. But the point of the matter is each candlestick tells a story. And I found it a lot easier for me to determine the strength of the candle versus me determining whether or not it's a doji or something like that. Or trying to figure out the name, figure out the strength first. And then the names will come to you as you start to study them more and more. Like for instance, this current S&P candle right here on the S&P. This is a beautiful, strong, bearish candle. Absolutely. It's completely filled, very little wick. We're good to go. Now look at my next candle though. Am I going to continue to go bearish? Well, it's looking not, because I got a wick forming here, and that wick is telling me that the bulls are pushing it back up again. But then I got a wick up here telling me the bears want to push back down. What is this telling me? Neutral, don't know where it want to go. I'm not going to necessarily take a trade just yet. All right. It is 11:50. I ain't really got no other trades to go over right now since, like I said, a lot of moves happened. We got that breakout. Yay. Thanks. Shout out to Mike for catching that for me. The Bitcoin. I'm looking for the Bitcoin drop. It's kind of pushing up, creating a hanging man. So bulls are pushing. So you might not get it. Might not get it for the sell yet. German 30 dropping. Nice. US 30 created the new low. I want the closure though. I want the closure. And then my S&P. I'm not sure what S&P is. I feel like it needs to drop some more. And then because I have bias with US 30 dropping. And here's NASDAQ if y'all want to see NASDAQ dropping too as it's continuing to drop. So all three of them are dropping. Okay. And if you want to catch it, this is the fib. Fib looks beautiful on NASDAQ, by the way, if you want to get used to it. This is how you draw the fib on NAS. Look at where NAS is doing, touching that 61.8. NAS does respect 61.8 quite often. Okay, so I would be looking for my buys. I'm looking for buys. I'm looking for buys on all three indices. I just got to be able to get in at a good time and ride it back up. But I'm doing it from higher time frames, not scalping. All right. You're very welcome, Stephanie. You guys are so welcome. Sorry we only caught one trade today, but I wanted to try and get as much questions I could answer from you guys if I'm not going to be able to catch you on the midnight call. Um, Hopefully that did answer for you guys. But oh good, I'm glad you liked it, Daryl. How to set the dollar amount on the fib levels again? Oh here, I'm gonna post it to you guys. Make sure you type in the description field. I'm typing it to you guys right now. It's gonna be $dollar. Okay, and I'll share it one more time so you can see it again, even though this is recorded. I have my dollars right here, right? So to see those, you can either double click on the fib, right click Fibo properties, or if you can't catch it, you can just right click anywhere on the chart, objects list, because the fib is an object, and find your fib in your drop down here or in your list, highlight it, edit, and then under the description right here you could type out your percentage, and I did space hyphen space $dollar, and then you're good. And it'll once you hit OK, close, it'll put the dollar amount on there, price level I mean, on there for you. All right, excellent, no problem, Yvette. You're welcome, Daniel. Anytime, anytime. I'm so glad I was able to have this call with you guys, and hopefully I'll get to see you midnight to 2 a.m. Eastern time. I'll be doing it 22nd and 23rd. Yeah, that's what it is, right? Yes, the 22nd. So midnight on the 22nd, meaning really it's midnight the 23rd and 24th. Really, that's what it is, because as soon as midnight happens on Tuesday, right? When from 11:59 p.m. Tuesday, midnight Wednesday morning is when I'm on. And I'm doing that on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So right when I'm on, that's when you'll be able to see me from midnight to 2 a.m. And then right after me is when Nate comes on for the London session. So I'm just trying to catch any breakouts with my indices pre-London, because money's on the table on that money's on breakouts there. And then the Asian session breakouts if they happen sooner, or any order blocks and things like that. You could possibly set pending orders. That's what I'm doing during that session and bag entries. So that might be like the first hour might be more training and just setting up so we can catch those breakouts. And then the last hour will be more of the trading and the breakouts. But also in addition, if there's like a slow day like today at this time, I'm going to start incorporating binary as well. And so I trade binary on Nadex. So I'm going to be incorporating that in those calls here soon. I just want to make sure I get my timing right on my Nadex trades, because normally I'm trading Nadex during New York session, which is really right about now. So I would normally be doing Nadex at this time, trading indices, 20-minute expirations. But but during the call, I'm going to be trying to be incorporating that on a slow time as well. And then I might be adding a third call during the week to do just nothing but Nadex trading. So I'm working towards it. I just need to make sure I have all my timing right and I get my sleep right too, because that's a different time for me. And then, of course, just the last thing, those of you guys I'm going to see in Dallas this Thursday, I'm going to be very happy to see you guys. So hopefully I'll see you in person in Dallas. I don't think it's going to be live streamed this time, but maybe the next one would be. So this is the launch of the trade rooms. So definitely looking forward to that. The Orlando event, I can't wait for you guys there too. If you're going to see you, I would more than be happy to see everybody in person. I'm actually very shy. So I don't know if you guys know that. I guess that's why I giggle a lot too. I'm actually a very shy person, so that's why I really don't do my video very much. I can't wait. Oh, I'm going to see you, Daniel. Awesome. Oh, wow, Jocelyn, am I going to see you guys too? Okay, that would be great. So when you see me, I'm not as much of a outgoing person as people may think. I just like to share my passion, which is trading. So that's why I get on these calls. And of course, in full support of AIRO and Nate. The days of my calls again, Cheryl, It's going to be Wednesdays and Thursdays, midnight to 2 a.m. So starting next Wednesday, the 23rd and 24th. So on the 23rd at midnight. So what that means is as Tuesday night happens, the 22nd, 11:59 p.m. Eastern, when midnight switches on, that's when I'll hop on. Okay. And then and that's only be twice a week, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then I'll add another one later on as I get my Nadex settled. Oh, bet, Stephanie, bet. And is Orlando sold out in July? No, Valdez, it's still open, brother. DM me if you need the link. If you don't already have it, I'll give you the link. Okay, no, it ain't sold out. More than welcome. All right, everybody. I love everybody. I will miss you guys that I won't be able to get on the call with, but you can always catch me in the chat when I'm in the chat or DM me if you have any questions. But our guy Dante will be back, and so he's more than willing to answer any questions you guys may have. Remember, we do have everybody has different trading styles, so maybe my trading style might not click for you, but maybe Dante's will. So that's always the benefit of having multiple people and showing their different trading. And then, of course, we always got Nate. And y'all know I trade differently than Nate. So that's going to be interesting as well. We got Nate. And then, of course, Cashmere Harris, our guy Cash, who is the binary options. I'm going to call him the guru because he is just massacring binary options, you guys. For those of you guys who could do it. So Cash is going to be on calls like every day of the week. So he's doing way more than me. But he really wants to get that binary options going. And I'm not sure what platform he's going to be using. I believe it might be Pocket Options, but you guys are going to know about that more soon, especially out of the Dallas event. And, we're ready. We're coming for you guys, just kind of give y'all the information and just giving you more stuff. I just got to let y'all know I'm trading futures, by the way, too. So just so you know, I trade futures as well. Now I only trade that during New York session, so when I'm on the call with you guys, I can't be trading my futures contracts. So I'm doing that as well. More to come, you never know. AIRO might be available for futures, but that's a whole nother platform. That's like Ninja Trader and stuff like that. So you guys got to learn something new. Besides MetaTrader, you got to go to Ninja Trader. But anyway, just so you know, just dealing with AIRO and just dealing with the trade rules and just dealing with all of the education and information with trading. Remember, anything with a chart, AIRO can go on, right? Even if you got to look at AIRO and then compare it to another chart, you could watch it. But Fibonacci works on all financial markets. If you master that, you master it. The order blocks are in all financial markets. You master that, you can master any chart, anything. Futures, binary options, Forex, crypto, stocks, options, stock options, anything. All right. I just want to leave all of that with you guys. Just be here for the ride. Be able to soak up as much information as possible so that way you guys can dominate these markets. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Yvette. Oh, thank you so much. No problem, darling. No problem. So I will keep you. Hopefully, I'll see everybody. I love every single one of y'all. And remember, I always say, if people say it's so easy to hate and it's not easy to love, I don't prescribe to that degree at all. I love every single one of you. I don't have to know you to love you. Okay? I don't. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't be on this call sharing what I know. I don't know everything. I'm always a student. Okay? So whatever I show and share, it works for me. I want to do the same. I love all of you guys, okay? And I wish everything the best for you guys. And please, please, please continue to reach out. If you struggle, someone will be here to grab your hand and make sure you don't fall. All right? Take care, everybody. All right, take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.